Oh, hey, bitch. Oh, excuse you. Baloney wash. I'm annoyed. I'm just here to give my opinion and carry in. Oh, it's Kris Avalon Unfiltered, bitch. Hey, everybody. What's going on? It's your boy, Kris Avalon. Happy. What is today? Tuesday? Look, these days been blurring, shit. I can't remember what day it is. But anyway, welcome to a brand new episode of Kris Avalon Unfiltered, a show we basically talk about all the latest headlines, including LGBT news, entertainment news, gossip, celebrity stuff, so anything that's going on in the world of entertainment, we talk about it on this here show. So before we get started, please do me a solid and hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification button so that way you'll know when we go live with a brand new episode of Kris Avalon Unfiltered. And yeah, this is a late show. And I've done it before, but yeah, this might be a short one today. I picked like a couple of topics that I wanted to get, go in and let have on. So there's not a lot going on in the world of entertainment, but these are like the real juicy ones that I thought that we could talk about, like Bad Boys doing well over the weekend, but Stephen A. Smith apparently got a problem with Will Smith being celebrated at the moment. Oh, wait, let me close my windows because um I forgot to close my Facebook. It's a lot going on. But anyway, okay, so um also we got some Taylor Swift news, some Kylie Minogue news, which I'm pretty excited about to share with you. Plus, I'm sure y'all saw the headline, Yolanda Saldivar talking about she want to work with Shakira and when she get parole. First of all, why are they even thinking about letting her ass out of prison? And number two, is she dumb to think that Shakira would hire her ass? But anyway, so we'll talk about that. Plus, Kim Zolciak can't seem to get her debts in order. She got another debt she got to pay. We're going to talk about another credit card debt. 50 Cent is being dragged because one of his stars of power was recently groped on a live stream, and he's making jokes about it. So we're going to read his black ass down to the floor once we get to that topic. Plus, speaking of abuse and things, Kim Porter's father is speaking out against Diddy and the assault allegations. I got some tea on Matt Bomer, who apparently lost out to the playing Superman because he's openly gay. That was a story that actually came out back in 2012, but it's resurfacing, and people try to debunk it as a rumor because it came from another source. However, Matt Bomer is actually speaking about it himself, which is, if it's coming from the horse's mouth, we are inclined to believe it. Hello? So we're going to talk about that. Plus, we have two drag race stories. One being about Queen, who allegedly dropped out of All Stars 8 after getting a stipend, which is something they get on the show, and they ended up spending it but didn't come on the show. So they said they took the money and ran, and that's how Nation Lopez got picked to be on. So she was an alternate. I'll get my thoughts on that. Plus, we do have some good news from Drag Race because they've been doing they've been trying to do some charity work, and there's been some good news to come out of how much money they officially raised to fight anti-LGBTQ bills in the US because our rights are at stake at this moment. And if a certain orange asshole gets in office, all I got to say is in the words of Miss Whoopi Goldberg, we in danger, girl. So before we get to the topics, please do me a solid and hit that like button, that subscribe button, that notification button. So that way you know when we go live with a brand new episode of not Demo Lovato, or however you say that. Yes, it is. I am loving the new album from Charlie XCX, by the way. It said, me and my mom are going to Cindy Lauper. Found out the tickets are $75 cheaper than. Now I got everybody saying Jennifer because I told her I don't say Jennifer no more. I don't even call her J-Lo. I don't even call the bitch Jenny from the block. It's Jennifer. You know what? I was actually going to use one of the articles to talk about because the article recently came out about why tickets aren't selling for certain artists, because they said that Bad Bunny was even struggling, even though Bad Bunny just ended his tour. He did a 3-night tour in Puerto Rico, but apparently he made over 200 something $million. So I don't know what to believe at this point, but you know what? If I do it, I'll probably do a show tomorrow. I'll save that topic for then, because then I already know that type of topic, we always tend to break that shit down for like 20, 30 damn minutes. where I give all these different reasons. So, but look, apparently with Charlie XCX's album doing really well and actually dethroning Miss Swift, about damn time somebody did it. It seems to me that um her Sweat tour with Troye Sivan might actually be doing better than expected, because some people was thinking that it wasn't really going to do well. Hey Onyx, glad to see you in the building. And they said, "Oh, you on a lower level." But you know what? I love the fact that that tickets are being affordable, and they really need to stop that whole stupid monopoly with tickets and stuff. Because what was it? I saw something and I screenshot it. So I saw this on. Let me pull that up so that way I can use that as a reference. So they said, "Myth: the Live Nation Ticketmaster monopoly really only affects sales for big artists like Taylor Swift and Bad Bunny, two people I just mentioned." But they said the fact is, a coalition of music industry unions and other groups has launched a campaign to encourage the breakup Live Nation Entertainment, saying the merger of Live Nation and Ticketmaster has to anti-competitive behavior that bullies independent venues and artists. And this is from the Fan Fearless Coalition. And I truly believe it, because it's always the big majors that always put out the mom and pop shops. We saw it happen when it came to mom and pop shop video stores back in the day, and here come Blockbuster. And then all of a sudden, Blockbuster was on point at once upon a time. And then what happened? Then we got Netflix. Netflix went and put a Blockbuster, and Blockbuster was a damn fool, because Blockbuster had the opportunity to buy a share of Netflix or even buy into Netflix, and they were like, "No, we're not going to do it." And like, look at you. Now there's nothing. I don't even think that. I think there's only one left, if not that one been closed. Because then they do a documentary or something about the one Blockbuster video that was open or something. So yeah, I don't like these big mega corporations trying to swallow up the little guys and put everybody in business, because at the end of the day, we are the ones who end up getting screwed. Um, yes, they did, because apparently Matt Healy, who was the lead singer of 1975, Charlie XCX is engaged to one of the band members, who actually, I believe, runs the record label that she's currently on. So there is a bit of animosity, and she has a song basically that references um Taylor Swift, but I'm mentioning her name. The album is actually pretty good though. But I'm hearing people are saying that they prefer her previous album and Sucker as like her best work. I expected a lot more from this new album. It didn't give me everything I needed, but it gave me enough. So I'm satisfied, sort of. But I do agree, Sucker will always be like my top Charlie album. It said Brad aiming for number four debut on the Billboard 200 with over 60K units first week. Hey Cleveland. It said Madonna before Live Nation merger, Sticky and Sweet over $75 for Las Vegas, and after merger, $158 for MDNA tour Nosebleed. Oh yeah, I can't do a nosebleed. I'm so glad when I saw this new Madonna concert that I didn't pay a shit ton of money, but I had good seats. But of course, I told you I used my hookup, because my ex roommate used to work. Well, I don't know if he still works at the Garden, but he worked at the Garden at the time, and he wound up getting me a ticket. Yes. You like my mansion? Party in France? You better work, bitch. Yep. I was like, let me do a cute little new background for now. I may go back to the other one, because it's a little newscasty. But I was like, oh, let me do this little fancy house background. But I forgot to post it. It's like, yeah, I wish that Sophie was here to see Hyperpop get the recognition, because Charlie worked, she works with AG Cook still, who did a lot of production, and AG Cook is like someone who's a pioneer in the whole Hyperpop sonic sound, as well as Sophie was. Sophie is, for those of you who don't know, a transgender producer who tragically passed away, I believe 2 years ago, or maybe longer. She went to go get a closer look at the moon while she was out in Greece, and she went to climb her. She slipped and fell off the balcony, and that's why she's not here. So when I heard that, I was devastated, because I was like, I was living for Sophie's production, and I actually like Sophie's music too. So that's why she references her on one of the songs where she says it's okay to cry, because Sophie has a song that says it's okay to cry. Okay, thank you. So she passed away January 2021. So yeah, Sophie, I definitely loved a lot of her production, and it was good to see that someone who was of the queer spectrum was, out here becoming like making all this music. Yes, I'm in Hennifer's mansion. That big ass mansion. What is it worth? 60, what is it, $60 million mansion? That I mean it looked nice, but I'm like, yeah, I would have hesitated a little bit trying to spend money on getting a house together. I said, I would have waited a little bit. But they was in love. Look at them. Now they're trying to sell it. But anyway, let's get into the show because we got plenty of time to, kiki and all that other stuff. But hold on now. Let me hit my banner before I forget. And let's get to the first topic. So you know what? Congratulations to Bad Boys Ride or Die. I ain't know what the numbers was. I was a little nervous with Will Smith. I was like, did people move on from the slap? Are people willing to forgive him? This is Will Smith's big tentpole franchise movie post slap situation. So, a lot of us in the industry was on pins and needles. We was like, okay, are people here for it? Have people moved on? Well, apparently, like, the Black and Latino community did because they showed up in droves. That's the same demographic that shows up for we did compare in the last show. I don't remember who did it. Bad Boys is very similar in the whole Fast and Furious type situation. Like it kind of got that vibe. And I'm an action movie guy, so I definitely want to see Bad Boys. I want to go to the movies to see it, but I haven't had time to because I've been extremely busy for the past couple of days. I've been working these damn ICC cricket matches, and I'm having to get up at 4:30 in the morning to be in Long Island by 6:30. Child, it's been a mess. My sleep has been crazy all over the place. So tomorrow is the official last day of this game. Like, I've been surrounded by a lot of professional athletes, celebrities, diplomats, politicians. Like, who was at my job? Well, it was a bunch of people. We'll talk about that after the fact. But anyway, so I haven't had time to really go and see the movie, go to the movies, hang out, do any of the other stuff because I've been extremely busy. So, Memorial Day weekend came and went, and the box office was a disaster. What movies came out? It was Furiosa came out during that weekend. Didn't really do well. But this film came out, and remember, I don't know if y'all knew this, but they had, at first, the Crow reboot. I was going to say remake boot. The Crow reboot with Bill Skarsgård was actually supposed to come out this past weekend, but when they decided to move Bad Boys Ride or Die into that weekend, they ended up switching it out and moving the Crow reboot to August, which was a smart move because I really think if they would have left it there, it would have flopped. Quiet as it's kept, I think the Crow is gonna flop any damn way. Like, I'm curious. I want to see what this movie is. I like FKA Twigs. I like Bill Skarsgård. I definitely want to check out this movie, but I have a feeling it's not gonna do well at the box office because a lot of people still have love for the original. I just think we need to open our minds to the different ideas and give things a chance. And then if it's shitty, we always got the old Brandon Lee movie to go back to and live for it. And there's that. But at least they gave it a go. We gave it a chance. If we like it, we like it. We don't, we don't. I just don't like canceling out stuff before I've given things a chance to and see what's going on before I critique it. But anyway, so the numbers came out and they said that it had an impressive opening and has already grossed $100 million worldwide. Now, Bad Boys Ride or Die has exceeded expectations for Sony by racking in 56 million domestically on a global total of $104.6 million. Now, according to the Hollywood Reporter, Bad Boys Ride or Die is arguably the first movie of the summer to make more than estimated in its opening weekend. For comparison, Bad Boys for Life, which is the name, was the title I said they should have named this one, because you could have put a number 4 in there. I know it's corny and a little on the nose, but that's Hollywood. Y'all got to simplify shit to get people's butts in the seats. Hence why they're not calling, those Glass Onion movies, the name of the Daniel Craig character. They're calling the Glass Onion, whatever, because people are familiar with that name. So you gotta always do what's familiar. So the people, oh, I know what that is. So it says that so for comparison, it says Bad Boys for Life made 62 million domestically in January of 2020 before earning $426 million globally. It was one of the last films to be released before theaters were shut down due to the pandemic. So Congratulations to them. It seems like a lot of people have moved on from the Oscar slap. I know me personally, I moved on from the Oscar slap. I felt like Will Smith paid his penance. He did what he did. You know, it was wrong for him to go and start cussing at the Oscar like you were showing your entire ass at the Oscar in front of all them uppity people, which you should be familiar with because you uppity just like them. But now you worked your behind off 25 some odd plus years of your career to get in that room with them people to be respected, and then you go and pull a dick move, in front of billions of people watching because you had to prove a point in front of your crazy ass emasculating ass wife Jada. And he paid the price for it. And rightfully so. He's been banned from the Oscars for 10 years. So far, he's done 2 out of the 10. He did a little bit of the bid. 2 years out of the 10 is already passed. So we got 8 more to go. And, he's apologized. He's gone on his little I'm sorry tour. But apparently, Stephen A. Smith don't think that's enough. Him and that receding ass hairline that go halfway to his head. I don't know how you walking around with that, child. Him and that forehead just be working by root canal nerve. But anyway, so it says the sports analyst says Will Smith owes the black community an explanation after the infamous Chris Rock slap. Now, shout out to Hot 97 for the story. If you recall, Chris Rock, made a joke about Jada Pinkett and the bald head and said she looked like G.I. Jane and said that she was about to star in the sequel. And, talk about her bald head, but then all of a sudden they were talking about, oh, she got alopecia. Now, we ain't know nothing about her having alopecia. Normally people with alopecia, don't y'all have like spots in your head? Jada always had a short damn hairdo. So how the hell people supposed to know about her alopecia? We just thought that she just like walking. I mean, she has a nice shaped head, so we just thought she like walking around with no hair on her head because throughout Jada's career, Jada's always kept her hair short. So Chris Rock made a joke, which is what comedians do. But of course, at the expense of another celebrity, Will Smith got mad, said, "Keep my wife's name out your effing mouth," which has become like this infamous line that everybody uses to reference other things. Then Will Smith gets up on the stage, and you know what happened after that. So now, Stephen A. Smith, like he said on his show, he says, "I'm not nearly as interested in seeing Will Smith in the movies than I am in seeing him do an actual sit-down interview with somebody to explain why he did what he did." He says, "I don't care if it's with blogs. I don't care if it's with Oprah because it ain't gonna be me, right?" Well, clearly that it seemed like to me that that's what you wanted. You want you want the clout. You want you just want to go viral. That's what this feels like to me. But anyway, let me finish what he said. He said, he ain't going to sit down with me because some questions are going to get asked, but I don't care who it's with. You got to provide an explanation as to why that happened. It can't be that you went to therapy and you learned the error of your ways, or you addressed some of the demons that were plaguing you mentally and emotionally and spiritually. That's not good enough. And even though we weren't the ones that were slapped literally, ladies and gentlemen, figuratively, the black community was slapped. He continued by saying, we know you wouldn't have smacked Ricky Gervais, Bill Maher, Bill Burr. Well, somebody need to slap the shot of Bill Maher, his old raggedy ass, and the bullshit he be spreading propaganda about, Palestine and all that other mess that he be spreading. But anyway, so said a host of others. We know you wouldn't have done that. No apology necessary. I'm just saying a lot of folks ain't get over that. A lot of folks find it hard to just go to the movies to watch you. I'm one of those people, and I never missed a Will Smith movie. Well, here's the thing, Mr. Smith. I don't think you have the right to speak for the other Smith, and you don't have the right to speak for the entire black community. Because clearly a lot of the black community that you didn't speak for showed up to go see Will Smith in the theater. And I'm sure some white folks showed up too. If I was in the theater, I would have told y'all the demographic because my ass would have been looking. And I would have been assessed in the room and I would have brought it back and I would have told y'all. The black community, the same demographic that goes to see movies like Fast and the Furious are the ones that go and support these films. And everybody was saying it was funny, but I heard from the critics that a lot of the jokes in the first half didn't land, but then the third act, like the second half of the film, or maybe within the third act, the joke started landing, everything went well, which means the script probably went through some rewrites along the way, and they realized there was some situations there they needed to fix. And then they said that there was some character development that could have used a little more development. So, but I'm gonna still see the movie. I don't know if I'll have the time to go see it during its run, but I'm gonna try to get out to the theater and see it. But I also feel like, you know what? Yeah, Stephen, you do not have the right to speak on the entire Black community. And also, I'm tired of, these uppity, bougie Black folk like these Stephen A. Smiths that all of a sudden want to throw their fists up in the air like you, Sojourner Truth, or you, Angela Davis, or Martin Luther King, or whatever, because you want a damn moment. When we all know you don't care about us, you could give two shits in a flying fuck. I mean, you were the same one not so long ago that was making them comments about Black people and Trump. So I'm not sitting up in here and taking any advice from you. Now all of a sudden you want to throw your hands up in the air and say, God with Black power. Get the fuck off my line with that bullshit. Because I don't want to hear it. Because it just feels insincere and fake to me. And I'm tired of these uppity pundits like him who just want to jump on the situation because y'all want attention. So if Will needs to sit down and do an interview, he'll do it in his own time. And clearly you want to be the one that he talks to. It's like, no, even if he wasn't sit down and talk to you, I wouldn't talk to you. I don't need him talking to you. I don't need him talking to Club Shay Shay. I don't need him talking to Oprah. I don't even need him talking to Black Jesus. I just need Will Smith to move on. We've all moved on. Chris Rock has moved on. Chris Rock has been in my job because, I work at the Garden. Chris Rock has been in my job plenty of times during the Knicks playoffs, and he's been sitting, courtside watching the game with his white comic friends, so he is fine with everything. And the audience, when he shows up on the jumbotron, they was applauding. So clearly we've all moved on. I just am sick of the Matrix and the Hollywood bubble, the Matrix being that, the non-real world of people who come in and they want to act like y'all speak for the entire community. But I'm like, I live outside in the real world dealing with real people in these situations, and they've all moved on. A lot of them don't care. Now I'm sure there are people that are still upset over this whole Will Smith situation, and rightfully so. You have a right to your feelings or whatever, but I just feel like we need to move on from it. But also, I should point this out, that Stephen A. Smith did clarify his Will Smith comments, because every time when he gets dragged on social media, he wants to clarify. He said that he doesn't want the entire Black community to be judged by white America due to Will's previous actions. And here's the thing, I got that from what you said. And my thing is, I don't give a fuck what white America thinks. Reality being, white America is always going to have their opinions about Black people, whether you try to walk on eggshells, tiptoe, tap dance, do whatever. A lot of you coons out here that be doing your little tap dance for that white acceptance, y'all sit up here straight up looking like the fool on social media, in the entertainment world, corporate world, whatever. I'm not tap dancing for no damn body, unless I was classically trained to do so. On stage getting paid. So that's the only time you're going to see my ass up in there literally tap dancing like I'm Alfonso motherfucking Ribeiro. Speaking of Will Smith and people that he's been associated with. But I said, oh yeah, so what I want to do is I want to play all that clip, because I saw that on, what was it? Oh, I saw it on the Neighborhood Talk. So I was like, oh, this would be perfect for the show. So let's hear this fool and what the hell he got to say.
Happens, and it was a blemish on all of us, because I know how much white America reveres Will Smith. And the thinking along the lines in my mind was, hell, if he did that, what would the rest of us do? There are certain things that happen in the lives of an individual where those incidences are used as a license to castigate the rest of us. And that's what I was thinking about when I said what I said Friday about being torn as to wanting to go see the movie, but not wanting to see Will Smith. I wasn't encouraging anybody else not to do it. I was just saying that I was having trouble dealing with it. And something like,
well, good for you, sir. I feel like I heard enough. So, I don't understand what that has to do with anything. Like, I get it. It's like, you can't sit and worry about what white people think. White people are always going to have what they think about Black folks, regardless. As long as you entertain them and you shine in their shoes and you being all cute and safe or whatever the case is, yeah, them white folks that you talking about, them salty and them clear people, they'll love you for whatever. But we can't sit out here worrying about what other people think. The problem with Will has always been kind of looked at as a simp, as weak, as trying to want to be white or whatever, because because he's played the game for so long of being squeaky clean and coloring inside the lines and not being those stereotypes, the ratchet, the ghetto, the, you know, all the other things that white people like to associate to Black stereotypes. But at the end of the day, Will is human. Yes, he did a dumb thing. We've never seen that happen from him before. We've never seen that side of Will Smith before. So we shouldn't even let this be, in my opinion, the one little thing that tarnishes his legacy. That's a little stain, a little bump in the road of his career. But at this point, like I said, I moved on. The people that went to go see the movie have moved on. They just wanted to go see a good old action movie with some people of color in it. They wanted to laugh and they wanted to see some action and some people getting blown up. And here's the thing, with this movie doing well, now I feel like they're going to fast track that I Am Legend 2 movie because I don't know what's been going on with that. We've been waiting for them to start filming that. So what's going on with that, Mr. Smith? You and Michael B. Jordan, or as I like to call him, Bakari, because that's his middle name. So, like, I'm ready. I'm already, you know, ready for the sequel. Well, we already know, quiet as it's kept, that with this movie making the money that it made, they already got Bad Boys 5 in the cooker, ready to rack up the script and get it out and running. And I'm here for it. I'll be watching it. But don't take too long with these sequels because y'all be taking too long in between years to be releasing the sequel. So I'm here for that. I'm here for the sequel to I Am Legend with Bakari and whatever other movies that Will Smith has down the pipeline. I'm ready to move on. That Emancipation movie, that bomb, because I'm tired of slave pictures. I'm tired of watching Black people in torture and all that other stuff. Like, I'm tired of seeing Black pain being celebrated on the screen. That's why I don't watch those slave movies, and I don't watch nothing to come out of Tyler motherfucking Perry Productions because it's all ridiculous. Like, I can't get into the whole, like, there's got to be other representation of seeing Black people in other roles besides either being a slave, being a single baby mama, or being an abuser. You know, all the shit that Tyler Perry and them old $2 scripts that he be writing and putting out there for y'all to watch for y'all entertainment. Y'all keep paying to go see that foolishness. But that's what y'all do. I'm gonna go see Bad Boys for Life. When I come back. But anyway, let me wrap up this story because I feel like I've gone too long on it. But anyway, what do you guys think of this story? Did you enjoy the film? Are you gonna support Will Smith? Are you still mad at Will Smith over what he did? Or have you all, like many others and millions of people at the box office that went to see this film, have moved on and was just ready to just have a good time and laugh and eat some popcorn and turn the brain off for 2 hours and not have to think about all the craziness going on out in the real world, which you had to do once the credits started to roll. So let me know in the comments down below. Okay, so now we've got comments. So Elon might ban Apple products from using Twitter, so there's a lot of people losing Twitter, hopefully all right wing. What does that mean? Like my iPhone, I won't be able to see it on there? Because I do use Apple products. Speaking of which, I was like, I told Apple I told Apple when I went to go get my phone fixed that I have a business, which is this, you know, doing my show or whatever. They were like, oh, we get into businesses and all that other stuff. In regards of like, if I wanted to buy things for my staff or whatever. I was like, I don't have a staff yet. This is a party of one. Or if I want to use any of the Apple products in regards of like filming or whatever the case is, I'm like, yeah. So I'm like looking into that, but I'm like, I ain't ready to do all that just yet. But anyway, it said, oh yeah, they said they should have waited till October right before Halloween. I agree with that. They said I think Brandon Lee is part of why it will flop. Yeah, because people still have a soft spot for The Crow, especially because it's Brandon Lee. But look, it's been 30 years. I was a Brandon Lee fan. You know, I loved, you know, beside the fact that he was Bruce Lee's son, it's like, what was he? He was kind of like another one who just had like a short movie career before that whole situation. He did Rapid Fire, which was an okay movie, but it was like The Crow was supposed to be that film that was supposed to officially catapult him to movie star status. And then you know what happened. He said Crow is not a horror film. Yeah, but if you know The Crow, him and Shelley were killed, I believe, on Halloween night. So if they played into that, it would have been a good time to release that movie around Halloween. So, you're Felix is not necessarily wrong. Like I said, mostly Black and Latino at my show. See, I'd say, and that's what I figured. I figured it was going to be mostly Black and Latinos at the movie, and it was a couple of white folks that sprinkled up in there. I figured that's what it was. Oh, so you saw the movie? Clearly, if you said that. But I'm like, how was it? Did you like it? Or was it basically the assessment of what people said? And so it has a dark energy to it. It doesn't have to be a horror movie. I mean, it's got like from based on the trailer, it does feel a lot different from the other film. The other film was like gothic, but this one feels more like it's got supernatural elements. It's got a lot of, bells and whistles and a lot of whooshing of the camera and like slow-mo. And it just feels like it's got a lot of bells and whistles. It was like when Ellen tried to act like she was the voice of the. There's a lot of them that do that, including JoJo Siwa, who, child, I see the downward spiral of that girl. Because that Facebook post that I saw earlier, I cackled. I mean, listen, she was down on a bottle of Tito's. I'm like, look, first of all, Tito's is gross. That's like Beetlejuice is considered a Halloween movie, so it's Hocus Pocus. I love Beetlejuice, and Beetlejuice too. Beetlejuice, because that's what they're calling it, because it's a sequel. Then it comes out in September. I'm actually looking forward to seeing that. Did white people really turn on Will Smith for that slap? At least he still. I mean, the Oscar was inevitable because he was already in the votes were locked and he was going to win it. But I don't know did white people turn on Will Smith. I need white people to answer in the comments. But I don't know. To me, I just feel like there's just been a lot more people, black people, pundits, who have really been going in on Will Smith more so than white folks. Maybe I missed it, or maybe I got a short-term memory that I forgot because of so much celebrity news and gossip that I talk about on this show that I don't remember. But I'm sure there was some white. Oh wait, there was some white folks. They was being all dramatic with it. I forget who, but it was. Oh my God, it was. They act like it was the end of the damn world. I said, okay, Saltine, calm down. Like y'all being extra for no damn reason. I agree with this. I am ready for a Rush Hour. Look, they've been talking about making Rush Hour 4 for like 100 years already. So I don't know what's going on with that. And I do feel like, look, if Bad Boys has been doing as well as it is, why haven't we gotten a Rush Hour? But then again, it's like, how old is Jackie Chan? And Chris Tucker, it's like, but then who would we actually put in the sequel? Like, if they decide to reboot it, please don't say Kevin Hart. Don't have him have to be the Chris Tucker part. And I'm like, who's like a hot Asian action star? I was like, if they went more like Henry Golding, that would be cool. But you have to find like a black comedian. But I feel like the only one that everybody would be talking about Kevin Hart, because he's the most popular black comedian. I'm being told to subscribe to Norman's Hotline. Who's that? I was entertained with it, better than the last one in my opinion. You're the second person that said it was better than the last one. Yep, Jackie Chan is 70, but look, you got Sylvester Stallone them out here at 70 plus doing their action stuff, and Arnold Schwarzenegger, even though I haven't seen Arnold Schwarzenegger in a while, but Sylvester Stallone's still been doing like action stuff. But I don't know. And yeah, there's been a lot of older people. So look, Tom Cruise just turned 60. He's still doing them crazy ass stunts. I said, Will did get banned from the Oscars for 10 years for some dumb reason. Well, I guess they felt that was a good enough number. Simu Liu might be a good idea because, look, if they ain't giving us Shang-Chi too, they could put him in there. That might actually work. Kai Cenat and Ray are a black and Asian duo that are popular. I don't know if the industry or people at home would be willing to watch a bunch of influencers be put in as movie stars. So I don't know. Jackie Chan just owned it. Oh, I forgot about that. So the gays won't be going to see Jackie Chan and say, oh, Randall Park. But I'm like, is Randall... I don't know. I'm just thinking like action movie star. I mean, I would love... Look, you know who I would actually like to kind of take over that part? But, I mean, he's older too. I would like to see the one action movie star Asian that I really wish that would have really made it big here, but he never really did. I would have loved for Donnie Yen to have the opportunity to be as big as like get that opportunity like Jackie Chan and stuff. But Donnie Yen's about to go shoot his little John Wick spinoff next year, and because he was in part 4. So I would have liked to have seen him in that. I would have liked to have seen him get his flowers or to get up in there. But anyway, let's move on and let's get to our next topic. And let's talk about Miss Taylor Swift. Now, there's been rumors that's been going on for months that she has a secret role in the upcoming Deadpool and Wolverine movie. Now, a lot of people believe, because I've been following this story, and even amongst my superhero friends, who are like, they feel like she's going to play Dazzler, which would make sense because Dazzler's a singer and so is Taylor Swift. Depends on who you ask, because some people say, like, them vocals are questionable. But nevertheless, look, we can't we can't shade Tay Tay, or as I like to call her because she want to be her so bad, Tayonce, on her songwriting skills. Because she give, with them run on long ass songwriting lines that she be writing, her songs be very wordy, very Alanis Morissette-esque, to say the least. Remember supposed former infatuation drug, like child, the run on sentences that went on that album. I still love you, Alanis, but girl. But anyway. So there's been rumors going around and stuff saying that she's going to be playing Dazzler in the film. Now, there's also been rumors that people think that if she's not going to play Dazzler, that she's going to play Lady Deadpool. There was also rumors saying that it might not be Taylor Swift, but it might be Blake Lively, who is Ryan Reynolds' wife. This is why I don't know what to believe. But apparently, with all these rumors going around, the fanboys was pissed because they're like, they don't want Taylor Swift infiltrating, their superhero movies. Similar to like, if y'all cast Kim Kardashian as a superhero, the fanboys would be tight. So apparently, Entertainment Weekly got the scoop, and they were officially said, or it was officially stated, and they were told that Tay Tay is not going to be in Deadpool and Wolverine movie when it comes out next month. So it says the pop superstar behind albums like the Tortured Poets Department and Folklore is not in the film. This is what Entertainment Weekly has learned exclusively. The news comes as IMAX debuted a new poster for the Marvel Extravaganza on Monday that featured the two title heroes holding hands, wearing friendship bracelets like the ones that have become synonymous with Swift's massive worldwide Eras tour. Though Swift is not in her MCU era, for months fans have speculated that she could be in the film, with some musing that she might portray the comic book character Dazzler. Rumors went into overdrive last October with Deadpool and Wolverine themselves. Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman were seen attending one of the Kansas City Chiefs games. They were seen by the film's director Sean Levy, as well as Swift, who was in attendance to root for her boyfriend, Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce. Sidebar. Saw that story about Travis Kelce and his brother. Tay Tay, girl, your man is nasty. Because apparently they said he don't wash his feet. Like, ew. I was like, how you out here and somebody you don't wash your feet? You wash them when they dirty. Child, every day you out and about, your feet is dirty. So I don't know why you would be out here now keeping your feet nice and clean. Because I know I would be. And then they were saying that his brother Jason doesn't wash his hair. So it was like, ill. I just find that remotely gross, to be honest. It's just like, I need y'all to clean yourselves. But anyway, so back to the story. So it says that Reynolds and his wife Blake Lively have, of course, been friends with Swift for many years. Livy and the singer go way back as well. He even starred in her self-directed All Too Well music video, so their presence in the game should not have come to a surprise, but fans speculated anyways. And it's like, yeah, if y'all all hanging out together and people see like y'all have kind of a rapport with each other, that that it would be like, okay, it makes sense that you would put her in the movie. Now, I'm going to be honest. They're saying this is the tea. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying that this is, in fact, not true. I think, and I have a strong feeling that Tay Tay is in this movie. Only because, and I know because before they had the situation with Tom Holland, whenever he was in the Spider-Man movies and the whole thing leaked out about that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield were going to be in the last Spider-Man movie. And Tom Holland apparently can't hold water because there's been a lot of times where he's been doing these movies where he lets there's always the slip of the tongue. And they've had to put gag orders on him because he can't hold water, like I said. But then again, and I love you, John Campbell, but you really fucked up and you pissed me off when I saw this. So I did not want to go in. I want to go in, surprised. I did not want to see anything that had to do with the last Spider-Man movie. I want to go in surprise. Apparently, he got a hold of a screenshot of Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland on set together. In the third act, you see them all three together, standing out there without the masks on. So he posted that online saying, "Oh, I think this is fake." Then I'm seeing this, I'm like, what the fuck? I did not want to know about this. Apparently, he got chastised by Disney because he thought that it was fake, but then they hit him up and was like, you need to take that down. Like, that's real. So he took it down really quick, but he actually thought it was fake. So that was his bad. But at the same time, I didn't want to know about him being in that film. I mean, them being in that film. Now, here's the thing. It's like, I would like to go into a movie. Now, y'all can love Taylor Swift. I know y'all, shout out to the Swifties, all that other stuff. But here's the thing. I'm not a Taylor Swift fan. I don't need all these, whoever's popular at the moment, always jumping into things that I like. Because I'm going to get annoyed. It's the same thing like when I said with American Horror Story. Y'all just done threw Kim Kardashian up in there. I try to avoid that family like the damn plague that they are. But then they always end up in something that I watch. And then I'm irritated. Because it's like, oh God, now I got to sit through this bitch and trying to act. And I understand maybe y'all trying to do the whole cameo thing for shits and giggles or a laugh, whatever. But I would rather Blake Lively come in as Lady Deadpool or the Dazzler or the Dazzler or Dazzler than Taylor Swift being up in there. I know you trying to, y'all trying to do a little jokes or whatever the case is, but not at the expense of your superhero fans. It's like, let people have their stuff without always trying to shove, what's popular with a certain demographic down people's throats. Now, if she is a good actress and earn her keep and for a reason of her be up in that, then that's great if it serves the story. But just to throw her up in there because you're thinking that we're going to get a little ha-ha out of it, that's not something that I feel like myself and all the other fans of this situation will be comfortable with. But I was going to say, let me know what you guys think of this story. Do you believe that Taylor Swift is not going to be in Deadpool and Wolverine? She's not playing Dazzler, that they may have her as Lady Deadpool or another character. Could you imagine they had to play it's not even these two? So they try to. I feel like in the title that I saw, they try to word it a little differently. But oh yeah, she's not playing this part. But does that mean she's not in the movie completely, or is she in the movie but she's playing somebody else? And y'all just trying to have a way with words to throw people off the scent in case some stuff leaks out. So I'm definitely curious of what you guys think on this story. If you think she's in it, do you want her in it? Are you here for her being in this film? Or y'all gonna be irritated like a lot of the fanboys are gonna be when they go to see this film just to enjoy it, and now y'all just throwing a bunch of damn cameos up in there for some fan service or whatever the case is. Let me know what you guys think of this story down below. Okay, so we have comments and lots of comments. Okay. It said, child, look, that is one of our topics. Is that Yolanda? We do have, that's one of our big topics that we have coming up. Hold on, because let me close out this whole. Oh wait, I was going to use the Deadpool thing, and I didn't even use the picture. But whatever, we can move on from that. It said, Tay Ken Wright. She is where I told you. Is it not Atlanta? Atlanta's Morissette. That's the closest I can think of in regards. I said, She used a lot of words when she's singing. It's like, how you fit all that in there and behind that beat? I believe it to be honest. The Harry Styles rumor in Eternals was true. Oh yeah, I forgot he was in that. But yeah, Eternal still bombed with him in it. So even though here's the thing, I don't think that Deadpool and Wolverine's gonna bomb. It's not. The pre-sale on them tickets is already crazy. They released it 2 months early. I don't know why. They could have started releasing the ticket sale or the pre-sales for that, like next week. They just need to do it a month early, like or 2 months before the movie. Like it just didn't make sense. But whatever. Y'all do what y'all want over there, Marvel. It's crazy how much Taylor Swift stuff I see out. They even sell Taylor Swift stuff at Disney, like Disney Springs. Then Barnes and Noble has Rose and magazine. Yeah, that's what I said. It's annoying. It's like I understand she is y'all, she is y'all pasty equivalent of Beyonce. That's why I call her Tayonce. Um, she is y'all Lord and Savior. America needs a basic pop icon to worship. And so they want to put her everywhere, shove her down. I'm like, God damn, can I escape some of these people? But I can't. Neither can many of us. And said every time I scratch my nails down somewhere, yes, she was. You ought to know. Pun intended. It said Ryan knows better, and so does Disney. It's not a Spider-Man and Tom Holland ruining it with Toby and Andrew. And it said at the grocery store too, they have all these Taylor Swift magazines, and she is all over. Oh, I got a Netflix story coming up next that y'all gonna be excited about. That ain't got to do with Tay Tay. But anyway, it says Taylor needs to go on a long ass hiatus. You forgot that last S. I was like ass. Hiatus after this tour is over. Yeah, I agree. I'm just like, you know what? It's at this point, she is overexposed. So y'all be dragging Jennifer Lopez. Ooh, Hennifer. I call her the other word. Y'all be dragging Hennifer for being overexposed, but why doesn't Taylor get that same energy? Because she is overexposed. Like you literally went on tour. You were hanging out during the whole football season with Travis Kelce, and then you go back on tour right after. So it's like we have not had a break from Tayonce in almost 2 years. And she's not getting the same kind of drag treatment of being overexposed. She don't get along with Netflix. It said that irked the F out of me walking around Taylor's house after he is at practice and not scrubbing those. Can you imagine the smell? Like one thing about Travis Kelce, like I was like, yeah, he's like a sexy man, whatever. But I'm like, child, the way you be running up and down that field and in them cleats and all that other stuff, and then you coming in and just like talking about you don't scrub your feet. I mean, I get it. Is that not everybody scrubs? Not everybody doing a whole like manicure, pedicure, scrubation, exfoliation situation. And everybody's doing all of that. They like don't rub some soap on them, on them soles. At least. So how can he not wash his hair? He does not rub some shampoo on his hair. I know like they said in the wintertime you're only supposed to wash your hair once a week. And then when it gets hot, like in the summertime, you should wash your hair twice a week. So that way you don't strip your hair of the vitamins. But I don't know. I keep hearing so many conflicting reports, but I'm not washing my hair like a whole lot of times out of the week because you can strip your hair of vitamins and minerals and all that stuff. So I do think like twice a week is a good enough amount to wash your hair. And so I think Netflix has 2 documentaries she did for them. Oh yeah, I think I heard about that. It's a Tay doesn't get along with Netflix when they stay branding her all the time. No, thank God. Yeah, but if you remember when that Netflix show made the joke about her being with a lot of men. I mean, quiet as it's kept. That's another thing too. So are we just gonna compare Hannaford and Tayonce? Because it's like Tayonce not getting the backlash because of the overexposure, and then she be out here playing, relationship hopscotch with all these men because she need fodder to write about for her music, and she don't get. How come she don't get read down to the floor over that? It's like I don't understand why is it? It just feels a little a double standard ish to me. The Marvel fans will be pissed. Remember, they thought it wouldn't be rated R because Disney owned it. Yeah, but I remember from the beginning they actually said that this movie was going to be rated R, and they kept going back and forth trying to tease us on whether or not the movie is going to be R rated. And I'm like, y'all better make that damn movie R rated because the last 2 films was R rated. I feel like Disney needs to figure out a way to separate their little wholesome, family friendly stuff from their other content that they've sucked up. If you're going to be out here trying to buy up all these corporations and stuff, y'all do need to create a subsidiary that separates the MCU Disney cookie cutter stuff from the hardcore edgy stuff, like they do in comic books. Like they have, you know, your standard mainstream fare, and then you have your little side situation where you have like comic books that are a little edgier. They need to do that. They said, but I'm like, I don't need a bunch of damn Swifties in the theater when I'm watching it, because I don't need y'all screaming and singing along and starting y'all little hyperventilating and crying and stuff like I be having to deal with when I be doing some of these concerts that these little teenage girls be at. I was like, sis, calm down. But I get it. Y'all teenagers, your hormones all over the damn place. Y'all can't control it like a lot of us older people can. So I don't need all that when I'm trying to watch this damn movie. I just want to go in, eat the popcorn, laugh. I don't want to have to deal with all that extra. Oh my God. I was like, sis. Like, I need you to, if you sit next to me, you need to calm down. Oh my God, I just did a Taylor Swift reference. So they tried it. And that's what I said. Cats was a flop. Didn't she do another movie? And said, congrats, Madonna, going platinum with Papa Don't Preach on the song's 38th anniversary. And we finally got Ain't No Big Deal on platforms. Yes, congratulations, Madonna. I did see them photos that she did. Someone, speaking of Madonna, someone was in one of the comments on the YouTube channel when I was talking about, Madonna and the biopic, and they were saying like, I don't think we're gonna get an album from her at this point. Maybe she's working on music for the soundtrack or whatever the case is. Kind of like similar to M. Night Shyamalan's daughter, who is the singer in that new trap film, and how she worked on a whole soundtrack of songs to kind of play in throughout the film. So maybe that's what Madonna's doing. I would like for her to give us a new album, but I do feel like at this point she's probably putting a lot of focus into this upcoming biopic. If she's going to be doing it in the next 12 months, you got to do it casting, you got to do it like tightening up the script, putting the finishing touches on that, and all the other bells and whistles that goes with it, especially if you're directing. But she wanted to take on that workload, so. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, look, I guess it's whatever works for you. It's like, yeah, if I'm out and I'm sweating and it's hot, and I know you live in Florida, so that's a whole nother kind of heat. So I'm like, you need to be up under some soap and water consistently. There's some people that do like 3 showers 2 or 3 times. I saw, first of all, you're stripping your skin of the vitamins and minerals that it needs and stuff, especially in this damn heat. Y'all should be out here showering multiple times a day. But I know some people need it because they be feeling like they get all sticky and sweaty and things. Why am I not familiar with this Ain't No Big Deal song? Is that like a hidden gem? I'm like, damn, does that mean that my Madonna card is gonna be revoked because I'm not familiar? It's like, look, I do know a lot of the songs. Like I know her non popular hits, Hanky Panky, and a bunch of others. It was like, or maybe Taylor is on the soundtrack. Can you imagine? I mean, does Deadpool and Wolverine need a soundtrack though? I'm like, what kind of music would y'all have on that? I would think it would just be like the symphony stuff. But anyway, let's move on and let's talk about Kylie Minogue. Speaking of Netflix, since we was talking about that prior to our topics, the in between combo. So according to the Mirror, Kylie Minogue has reportedly secured a 7-figure deal with Netflix to film a fly-on-the-wall documentary about her life and meteoric rise to fame. So it says the Aussie pop star has been locked in a bidding war with streaming giants for months, but Netflix bosses beat rivals Apple Plus and Disney to the rights to Kylie's story, with filming expected to start later this year. A source said there was a serious bidding war over this. Kylie's had an incredible life, from starring in Neighbors to becoming a pop icon and still dominating the charts decades later. She has a massive fan base, so there's no question it will attract a huge audience. That's why the offers went so high. Everyone's very excited. Kylie first found fame in 1986 when she joined the cast of daytime TV soap Neighbors as Charlene Mitchell. That was like Neighbors, like really, for those of you who don't know, this hugely popular soap that came out of Australia back in the day. I think they canceled it at one point and then they brought it back. So, Then it says that, but then she went on to become the Princess of Pop with record sales of more than 80 million. 7 of her 16 albums have been number ones, including last year's Tension with racy hit single Padam Padam. And I also think, if I'm not mistaken, because of the success of Padam Padam, the success of the album Tension, and also the residency and everything that's been going on, and how Kylie has been working her behind off, making a name for herself in America after she's kind of just not really put any energy into that. I feel like at this point, she's really, this is why people are pretty much giving her flowers and stuff finally. And, she's getting the attention that she deserves. So I'm actually happy to hear this news. I am a huge Kylie Minogue fan. I'm glad that she is, finally getting her just due and all this other stuff. And look, it's been a long time coming. So, honestly, thinking about it, when they said there was a bidding war with Netflix, between Netflix, Apple TV, and I like Apple TV. Apple TV's got some good stuff on it. There's not a lot of people that I feel like I know that subscribes to Apple TV. There's this new show that I've been watching on there right now called Dark Matter, which is pretty good. I like a lot of sci-fi stuff. Then there's also Sugar with Colin Farrell, and then there's a couple of things. Then they have Monarch, the show that was about Godzilla that I actually like. I'm looking forward to season 2. So Apple TV's got some. Oh, and they got Loot on there too with MJ Rodriguez, and oh my God, and they got what's his name? Not is it Bowen Yang? Yeah, it is Bowen Yang. Bowen Yang is on there, or is it Joel Kim Booster? Child, y'all gonna be like, oh, y'all getting y'all Asians mixed. But anyway, I think. Oh wait, it's Joel Kim Booster. It's not Bowen Yang. Sorry, but anyway, so they have all of them, and Maya Rudolph. So there's a lot of really good shows on Apple TV, but I don't think like a lot of people are familiar with a lot of the stuff on there. And they have another show on there. I forget the name of it with Rebecca Ferguson. I like Rebecca Ferguson. I'm still mad that they killed her character off of the last Mission Impossible movie. Tom Cruise just loves killing people the fuck off, but she probably was in the same boat as Jeremy Renner when it was talking about, because the long wait that they have to do these films, because they write the script based around these set pieces that they do, the action sequences that Tom wants to spend a year perfecting because he wants to prove I'm a stunt man. But anyway, we're getting off topic. So Apple TV Plus, I like them, but I couldn't see this Kylie Minogue documentary on there. I also couldn't see it on Disney. Like, look, Beyonce had her Black is King thing on there. I feel like that's kind of been buried within the shuffle. We still don't even know what's going on with the Renaissance tour. When are we getting that? So I feel like Netflix is the perfect place. Netflix is a huge platform. A lot of people watch Netflix. I feel like out of all the streaming services, when I told you I do watch the free ones, Netflix is my go-to streaming service that I watch a lot of stuff on. Plus, her friend Robbie Williams had a whole docu-series over there when they did with Netflix, and they do a lot of documentaries and stuff over there. Sidebar, when does that Celine Dion one come out? I'm really looking forward to seeing that one. So I think it's coming out. It's probably coming out this week and next week. I know it's coming out this month, but child, I need to see that. I need that Celine Dion documentary in my life ASAP. As I heard, they said that she kept that stiff person syndrome story as well, diagnosis, a secret for 17 years. There's a lot of celebrities that be keeping their diagnosis because it's like they got to get out there, they got to work, and they got to make their money. So, and remember, Kylie had her cancer scare, was maybe over a decade ago. So she's been through some things, and plus she's had to sacrifice being a mother and a wife and all the other stuff, like having a husband, having children. Danny got to do all of that because she's the less famous sister. But, and it's no shade, I'm just saying. I know it sounds a little shady the way I said it, but when Kylie is look, she had to sacrifice a lot to become this big global pop star at on the same level as like, Madonna. She is known as the Australian Madonna, but I feel like Kylie is much bigger than just being labeled as the Australian Madonna. Yeah, musically they're similar, but Kylie has always been a little more dance pop than Madonna has. Madonna's dabbled. Madonna really went full dance with Confessions, but she's never really stuck with that sound like Kylie has. Kylie gives the children what they want, and the gays. She gives us what we want. So I say all this to say I'm excited for Kylie. I'm excited to see this documentary when it comes out. I will definitely be there opening night. on the streaming service. I don't know if they're going to premiere anywhere, but if they do, I definitely want to see that in the theater. And I would definitely, I'm going to see this when it comes out. So I really hope, because the Mirror is reporting it, and the Mirror has pretty much been on point when it comes to Kylie Minogue news. So I'm hoping this is true. But because this has been a long time coming, and she is someone who deserves not only her flowers, but to have her story told for people who aren't really familiar with how iconic she is in the music industry. So I want to hear your thoughts on this story, and let me know what you all think of this story down below. Okay, so we have comments, and oh, you said it's debut Madonna album, but Bray made it unavailable. Oh, so that's why. I really wasn't familiar with that. You got to really know about the big hidden tracks and all the other stuff. It says "Ain't No Big Deal" is a song she recorded before she was famous, but then they were gonna put it on her first album. Then it got released on the True Blue 12-inch single. Yes, I would even if I would. Yeah, I would have never remembered that. Have you ever seen Kylie's documentary White? I did, and I saw the White Diamond. I also saw I think the tour that they also did. I don't know. White Diamond always, child. Why does that sound like Elizabeth Taylor perfume? That's what I be thinking about when I hear it. It says, but lovers don't want to know the real authentic Kylie. They think it's going to show you more working because she's very private, but it could be different if you can YouTube white. Look, I feel like Kylie's story definitely needs to be told because people only see like the shiny, bubbly, perfect. She's another one where it's like she's in the vein of Will Smith. She's always had to perpetuate this certain image that's like, oh, I'm happy go lucky, I'm go, go, go. But it's like, I would love to see a vulnerable side of her. I would love to see, and she does give that in her music, but she's always having to perpetuate this image that she's like, put on a smiley face, whatever, happy go lucky Aussie girl or whatever. And it's like, I think that would make people love her and respect. Well, I think, Kylie always will have the respect. She'll, people will love her more if she were to kind of show that vulnerable side. So I really hope that they, let's give an insight into her life because I'm definitely curious. And I do actually like that song that she has with Orville Peck that she performed at, was it WeHo Pride? It's a cute song. So yeah, she does have a white. It's funny because when I was talking about White Diamond, I was hearing it in my head because I do know the song. And it was like, yeah, okay, so it comes out the 25th. So I know, look, 2 more weeks, I think. Feels like it. We'll go with 2 weeks. Hunter, yeah, I heard that he's been convicted. So Republicans, are you happy? So look, if Hunter Biden got to go to jail, so does your Lord and Savior, the orange turd. I remember Lisa talking about looks so nice. I had to say it twice. So it said, I remember Lisa told me having cancer when she was promoting her first. Yeah, I remember her talking about that. I heard that recently. I heard her talk about that. I love Cyndi Lauper's documentary. Oh yeah, and that's another thing I keep forgetting too. I keep forgetting to watch this documentary about Cyndi Lauper. I'm gonna get around to it when I get some damn time, which will probably be this weekend because I told you I work in these cricket matches, and plus, and I'm on. Child, I ain't gonna get no damn days off. On Thursday, I'm working one of the One Directioners concert. Niall Horan has a show on Thursday, so I'll be working that. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not getting a break. I'm not complaining, child, because my money is gonna be good. So I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, but that's one of the shows that's coming up. I think he has 2 shows. So I didn't even know Niall was popping like that. I always thought about Harry Styles was it, but I didn't know Niall's music was popping the way it was popping. But look, he sold out 2 nights. He's naked. I got pictures of look. I got nudes of Orville Peck before he started wearing the whole mask and all this stuff. He was, I think, like doing nude modeling. So if you Google Schmoogle, you will see it. Okay, anyway, let's move on and talk about this old crazy lady. So Yolanda Saldivar, Selena's Unaliver, she spent almost 3 decades in prison for killing the Taha. Oh, I said the word. Too late, it's already out there. For unaliving Tejano music legend Selena Quintanilla. So now so now she got her sights set on Colombia singer Shakira. Now, according to Latino media reports, Saldivar, who was up for parole in March of 2025, that'll make 30 years she's been in jail. has audaciously expressed a desire to work with another high-profile artist, naming Shakira as her ideal employer. Apparently, this is not a joke, albeit a rather scary window into the convicted murderer's mind. If there is a name that produces chills among Latin music's artists and fans, it is hers. Saldivar, who is now 63, shared her ambitions in a recent interview, reportedly with the BBC, where she detailed her plans to reintegrate into society and resume her career. She has been in jail for almost 30 years after a jury of her peers found her guilty of unaliving Selena. I was trying to say how the Spanish people say Selena. Or I'm gonna say it like how they said it in the movie, Salinas. So yeah, I'll just do that for shits and giggles. I call it Salinas. Says this revelation has unsurprisingly started a whirlwind of reactions, particularly from fans who still mourn Salinas' loss and fear a repeat of history. Now, social media has been ablaze with discussions about Saldivar's aspirations. Many are appalled and concerned, questioning the safety and sanity of such a claim. The idea of Saldivar working closely with Shakira or any other artist, major or non-major, feels like a plot twist straight out of a telenovela, one that fans hope will never come to fruition. The ones that found the revelations hilarious suggested that Saldivar should aim her job search toward politicians. They said there are many that need your services. This is one Instagram user joked. Now in 2024, child, okay, I'm irritated by this story. Number one, I love me some Selena. I was out here listening to all her songs coming down the floor, beady beady bum bum. um, so many of her amazing hits. I remember, look, I grew up listening to Selena. Like, I lived around a lot of Mexicans. I lived around a lot of South Americans, especially growing up in Queens. So I'm very familiar with a lot of Selena's music. So hearing this and knowing that this lady's about to get out of jail, I feel like this is her way of self-sabotage. Because I don't think she want to get out of jail. So that's why she said that. Now, if this is in an interview, I feel like the judge, they could bring this up. Whoever the people that deal with, because I don't know nothing about jail. I ain't never been, well, I've been in jail. I've been locked up for a weekend for assault. I told y'all. But in regards to doing time in like, what is she, in federal prison? If you like doing time in a maximum security prison, I feel like this is her way of just being like, you know what, I don't want to get out of jail, because who in their right mind would say, oh yeah, I got my eyes set on a new singer, and really think that you're going to get out of jail and work with another musician. And first of all, I don't know, people need to relax. Like, Shakira's not dumb. She is not going to go and hire this crazy lady to come work for her. Especially like, okay, now you're going to have a moment where you're going to be obsessed with her. You want to run her fan club. You're going to try to invite her to the Marriott. And then all of a sudden you're going to do the same thing that you did to Selena? I don't think so, ma'am. So I feel like this is Yolanda's way of trying to sabotage herself to stay in prison. Because you'd have to be an absolute fool to get this lady a job after she did what she did to Selena. So they said now, as her parole date approaches, the debate over Saldivar's future intensifies. While some may argue that she deserves a second chance after serving 30 years in prison, nearly, I should say, others firmly believe that her crime was too severe to warrant early release. Saldivar's family has been managing her public communications, and in a recent letter to an entertainment show, she stated that she would not be giving further interviews until her legal matters are resolved. Okay, well, I think people need to stop giving criminals a platform. The Gypsy Rose Blanchards of the world, the OJ damn Simpson, may he rot in fucking hell, and rot and burn. And then with Yolanda, if I was her, I would stay in jail, because God knows, them hardcore Selena fans who still ain't forgetting, holding a grudge. When she get out there in the world, I don't think she'll be able to assimilate back in the public. She's going to be forever somebody's burden. She ain't going to be able to work, because who's going to hire her based off her reputation? Because I'm sure she's going to be staying in Texas. And then she ain't going to be able to leave the house, because she's basically got a scarlet A, burned under her forehead. So I just don't see Yolanda surviving long out in these streets. I'm not saying that, I'm just saying. I don't see her surviving long out in these streets if she were to get out of jail. And like I said before, I feel like this is her way of trying to stay in prison because she don't want to get out. How will she survive? So much has changed in 30 years since she did what she did back in the 90s. So I ask all of you, what do you think of this story? Do y'all want to see Yolanda assimilate back into society? Should there be some type of law to keep her millions of feet away from any celebrity, any famous person, including Shakira? You better keep away from Jennifer Lopez too, because she played, she was in the movie. She played the woman get shot. So let me know what you guys think of this story down below. Not Shakira, you in danger, girl. All right. Okay, Whoopi. They said, does she really think she has any chance? Child, the lady is giving Delulu. She probably drank some of that Delola that the lady that played the woman that she shot, made. So, sis, you ain't getting no job anywhere. You ain't getting a job with no celebrity. You're not even gonna get a job at the Dollar Tree because nobody's gonna want that kind of attention drawn to their business, especially with after what you did. So you might as well just stay in prison. You might as well fuck up any chance of getting that parole. Why does this cat? I don't even think she's gonna get it. I think her parole will be denied, but we'll find out in 2025 when that time comes. That's what I was thinking too. I don't think she will survive much longer when she gets out. Uh-huh. And so they need to do a psych evaluation on her before they consider letting her out. Well, they should be doing that in jail because isn't jail supposed to be about rehabilitating the people that's in there? Even though I feel like they don't really rehabilitate these people. This is just more money for the government to make from keeping people locked up. And I don't think they get the help that they need. It's crazy, but I watched some of the old Unsolved Mysteries and seeing so many people who have killed getting out of prison. And not only that, but and I saw that I meant to forgot to mention that in the regular story is that I watched that docu series that they did. What was it, on the ID channel via what was it? It was on one of the streaming services. But anyway, I watched it. It was on Peacock. That's what it was that I saw it because I had to sit through commercials. That's how I remember. So I watched it on Peacock and I was just like, girl, I'm not buying nothing. You and your family are up in here trying to sell us. Like, I'm not buying this story at all. You are guilty, guilty, guilty. You trying to put all this stuff off on Shakira, on Selena, and was trying to make it seem like she was out here cheating on her husband, Kris, and all this other stuff. Now, I do believe that she probably had a tumultuous relationship with her father because he was very controlling. He was very much the Mexican Joe Jackson. But for the most part, a lot of the stuff that you were saying up in there, it was like, girl, I'm not buying now one word. But anyway, so now let's move on and let's talk about this other crazy lady, Kim Zolciak, who can't seem to get her bills in order. So her financial woes have gotten slightly bigger as she's been ordered to pay off a relatively puny credit card bill from Target. And though it's minor, she's still on the hook for it. Now, according to page 6, it says that she's been ordered to cough up $2,482.24 on the Target bill as she continues to face ongoing debt issues amid her divorce from Croy Bomer. Now, per documents obtained by page 6, a Georgia native ruled in favor of a complaint filed by Target National Bank. They got their own bank? Claiming the Real Housewives of Atlanta star has failed, neglected, and refused to pay off her credit card. And the funny thing is, y'all stay giving this lady cards, knowing full and well she don't be out here paying nothing. She just charge everything to the damn card, and she just wind up in debt. More debt. Debt after debt after debt. Per announces the motion declared in March also requires Zolciak to cover $131.14 in legal fees. She never filed a response to the complaint, leading the judge to rule in favor of TNB. Reps for Zolciak, who's 46, weren't immediately available for comment. Now, the reality star opened her Target credit card in December of 2007, but last paid $500 towards her debt in September of 2022, according to documents previously obtained by page 6. Now, Zolciak's Target bill may be the least of her concerns, as she reportedly owes more than $1 million in taxes to the IRS per documents obtained by, well, goddamn, she wasn't paying nothing. And this lady get to walk around scot-free? Because didn't Wesley Snipes have to do jail? But I forgot he's black. Didn't Martha Stewart have to do jail time? But it wasn't for taxes. Wait, was it? It was for tax evasion. Child, they be coming for the people. It just seemed like the ones that don't go to jail for doing this craziness is Donald Trump and Kim Zolciak. And she be looking orange too. So I guess it's the orange people that just exempt from going to prison for doing these type of crimes. Of not paying, their taxes and all this other stuff. Okay, so it also says that the former Bravo celebrity and her estranged husband's tax debt also accumulated from unpaid interest and penalties dating back to 2013. So this has been going on they've been collecting this shit for over a decade. And now y'all trying to come to collect? But I forget, they like to do it. They like to build up the stuff. So it says throughout their financial woes, their 4.5 million Georgia mansions are also in danger of going into foreclosure for a second time. And I heard they were able to weasel their way out of that. I'm like, well, goddamn, y'all got more lives than a cat. Sometimes y'all be getting on my damn nerves. And then the fact that they always fighting and calling the damn cops every 5 minutes to come to their house, that whole family is a damn mess. This is what I'm irritated about. Why aren't they on camera? Why isn't this being recorded? Like, y'all giving Denise Richards' crazy ass a reality show, but y'all not going to give Kim and Croy? And this is the time where y'all need to be filming, not when they was doing Don't Be Tardy, because Don't Be Tardy was just a piece of a stupid ass show that I don't think anybody was watching, that went on 8 damn seasons, too long. Now when all this drama is going on, I'm like, this is reality TV gold. I don't want to bask in nobody's misery, but child, the way Kim be out here acting in these streets, I would definitely be up in there with my big ass bucket of popcorn and just living for every moment. Because she don't get no sympathy for me. But anyway, I say all to say, let me know what you guys think of this story, if you care, down below. Okay, so it says, how do you owe Big Bill? That's what I'm saying. Target ain't even that expensive, but that's probably what it is. She buy a stack of a bunch of stuff and just charge it to the credit card. That's the pennies of departments. That's the pennies of department stores where Walmart is like Kmart, ghetto. Exactly. But look, Walmart was my best friend when I worked with the circus out in Jersey. That was the only place that we had to go to get any kind of stuff and then get off the lot. We used to look forward to going to Kmart because it was like nothing to do. That's why I be feeling for you small town people, because it's like, it ain't nothing going on out here. It's nothing to do. I'm so glad I'm a city kid, because there's always something. You can always find something to do out here. But small towns, ain't a lot going on. Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about 50 Cent's stupid ass. So 50 Cent has found himself in hot water. Now, this is a story that came out yesterday, but I was kind of like trying to wrap my brain around what was going on with this story. So, but then when the 50 Cent angle was added to it, I'm like, oh, okay, now I've got a way to work it. Is it worth it? Let me work it. But anyway, so it says 50 Cent has been slammed for insensitive comments he made about the SA of Power star Michael Rainey Jr. Now, we made jokes about Tariq from Power when we was talking about, Method Man being his lawyer. But now Tariq from Power done got groped, so now we got to talk about it. So Rainey Jr., who appears on 50's Power Book 2 Ghost, was seen in a clip making an uncomfortable facial expression when approached and seemingly inappropriately touched by someone who claimed to be the streamer's sister. They said, wait, SA, from a male perspective, this was an aggressive advance. Oh, LOL, he fine, no charges are being pressed. This is what 50 wrote in an Instagram post about the situation. But of course, with this whole situation happening, he was dragged on social media for speaking for this boy, when it's like, it's not even your place to do that. Now, I'm going to pull it up. I'm not going to show the video because I'm like, we're not doing that on Beyonce and Blue Ivy's internet. Not when I'm streaming from it. But I just want to give y'all an idea of what the whole thing looks like. So I'm going to just put the picture up there so you can see his face. So now, this little fast ass child was a grown ass woman. I don't know who's here. This heifer right here. And this is him reacting to this whore putting her damn hands on his meat. Now, my thing is this. If we're going to be up in here talking about believe women and Me Too and all that other stuff when it comes to the tuna brigade, we're going to also come and come to the defense of the men. And I'm sick and tired of these toxic masculine, almost said the R word, Chad. These toxic masculine idiots like 50 Cent or loose change, as I like to call him when he pissed me off, coming out here and trying to speak for other people and trying to make jokes of these situations. And this is not the time for you to be making jokes, especially when your baby mama, Mr. Jackson, is accusing you of R-ing her, which there's a whole court case wrapped around that. So a variety of people took to social media, and this is why he took it down, because people dragged his ass online, and rightfully so, for doing this, saying men can get assaulted too, normalizing the discussion, wrote one user. Another told the mogul, bad take. He was clearly uncomfortable. Roles reversed, it would be nasty work. Absolutely. And they said at the time of writing, it is not clear if charges have been pressed. And Michael Rainey has responded in his stories. I hate when y'all put it in the stories. I really wish I would just put it in, but I guess they only want it to last 24 hours and then it just goes away. But that thing is embedded in your brain because you were assaulted. But he says, at this point, everyone has seen the video circulating online. I am still in shock and don't fully know how to process what happened last night. This is an unfortunate situation that I do not condone in any way. I can't take it lightly because I know I would be in serious trouble if the roles were reversed. The fact is, SA is never okay, regardless of gender or status. We're all human and we should respect each other. Most importantly, we should always respect ourselves. And so Tai, whose show he went on because was Tyleel, but they call him Tai, and his sister, was the one that was out here being fresh with her damn hands, a little too loose with her damn hands. So Tai has responded to it, and he apologized to Rainey Jr. for what happened, saying, after the actions that occurred during my stream last night, I would like to sincerely apologize to Michael and his family for what took place. My little sister was completely wrong and out of line. What she did was very inappropriate and unacceptable. I'm truly embarrassed and disgusted by her actions. I completely respect whatever direction Michael wants to go in this situation. After watching the clip, I was completely taken aback by what she done. I will take extreme precautions with future streams to avoid similar issues and have banned her, well, goddamn, for participating in future streams. I do not condone any type of assault. And here's the thing, is because Tai, this is bread and butter. Like, if he's a streamer and he's on Twitch or doing whatever the case is, and this is his thing, this is like with me and podcasting and so many other podcasters, YouTubers, whatever. This is our bread and butter, and we're inviting people to come in our spaces. We're trusting that this is a safe space for them to let their hair down and be themselves. Who are you to come and grab on this boy's genitals because you like him because you think he cute from seeing him on TV? The character you see on TV ain't who the person is in real life. So you have no right as a grown person, a child, whatever. And speaking of child and children, there was kids literally in front. You see a little girl in the green, that's a kid. So she's doing this with children present. And a lot of y'all like to pick and choose and talk about the gays and all this other stuff when it comes to certain things. Here you got a cisgender woman doing this to a cisgender male, heterosexuals doing this shit in front of children. Where's the anger? Where's the outrage? Where's the energy? I need that same energy when y'all want to go in on the LGBTs that y'all do when y'all own be up in here carrying and doing dumb shit like what she doing now. And so in the future, it's like, yes, we need to normalize boys and men being assaulted. It is not a rite of passage for a grown adult woman to be having sex with a 12, 13, 14, 15, anybody under the age of 18. And that happens a lot too with a lot of young boys. It is not a rite of passage or whatever. Okay? It's not okay for a woman to go and grope a 23-year-old male. And then some people will also say, oh, but he laughed. So that makes it okay. First of all, when it comes to assault, people react in all kinds of weird ways. You don't know what to do in those situations. Do I move? Do I swat her hand? Do I curse you out? Do I knock you into next week? I can't put no hands on a woman because it's wrong to assault women. This is what boys have been taught. You can't hit women. So he's doing it. So what does he do in this situation? Because damn if he do and damn if he don't. And for people to sit and encourage them like this is okay, fuck you, number one, because that's not right. You don't put your hands on nobody regardless of who it is without their consent. Girl on boy, boy on girl, girl on girl, or boy on boy. Same thing with same-sex relationships. Same-sex people get assaulted too, sexually. Unwanted advances, being groped. So if Michael wants to go and press charges, that should be his business. And for those of you that are jumping in the comments about, oh, he a simp, oh, he a bitch, oh, he's this, you know what? There's a special place in hell for your ass. Or you probably ain't getting groped in real life. So now you getting mad because this little boy, because he is a boy. Well, I guess he's a man. He's 23, but he's this young man. Now I sound old, call him a young man. So this young man is going through what he's going through. So whatever he decides to do, like Ty said, he's okay with it. Like whatever he decides. So that don't necessarily mean y'all need to clown him, because this will be a reminder that he said it's whatever decision you want to make, you're gonna make. He's probably not gonna press charges, but now it's looking bad. So I don't know what's gonna happen with the future of Ty's stream. Like, are people gonna feel safe enough to want to be around him? Who knows? But let me know what you guys think about this story down below. Okay, it says the streamer wasn't invited to be with Kai and Kevin Hart last night. He wasn't? Oh. Oh wait, was he supposed to be was Tyler supposed to be on the stream with Kai and Kevin? Well, who knew? I didn't know that. So he's probably gonna suffer immensely because of this whole situation. It's like, oh yeah, now after that incident, we're not gonna have you up here over here fucking my situation up. So it's like, yeah, we need you to kind of like disappear, go away, let people have their, moment of how we forget things 5 minutes after it happened because we're such a fickle society or whatever the case is. Just go away. I don't want you on the show because now, right after this whole incident happened and we have you on here, it's not going to be a good look for the brand. And that's what it's funny how, like, this is how kids think now. A lot of these streamers, YouTubers, whatever, it's all about branding, because the minute you are on social media, you are a brand. So he can't mess up the brand because your sister did some fuck shit. She gonna fuck up a thing. It's always one. It's always one that'll be, that'll mess up what you work so hard to build. And to me, I just look at it like, you know what, 50 Cent, after everything that he did, I feel like, you know what, that whole situation with the whole Diddy documentary that he was coming out on Netflix, I feel like it's all performative. I feel like you don't care about the victims. You doing all of this because you want to be a troll. You want to make money off of, you want to take money off of this whole, you want to make money off the misery of Diddy. That's basically what I feel like Curtis is trying to do at this point. I wanted to give him the benefit of that, even though in the back of my head, I felt like 50 did not, he was doing this as an opportunistic moment. And I had conversations with friends of mine in our group chat. We were saying, I'm not buying this whole thing with 50 Cent. And I was like, you know what? Because I be trying to give people the benefit. I said, maybe he's changed or whatever. No. And this goes to show that, you know what, they were right and I was wrong. And I'm good at admitting that, but it just shows that, they were right. And it was like, he does not care about these. He don't care about Cassie. He don't care about all these other people that he's going to be interviewing and be a part of this documentary. You're using this as a way to make money. And if that's going to be the case, you need to, drop that situation you got with Miss Tierra Marie. Yes, I did. I did see his apology. I was the one that I posted. I mean, that I not posted, but I read where he was like, whatever, unless he put out another one, the one he was talking about that whatever decision that Michael decides to make, he's okay with it. Absolutely, this could go for any streamer. These guys play, yeah, exactly. And I feel like, oh yeah, Nicki Minaj was just on the show, and that's another thing too. It's like y'all, a lot of you younger influencers, YouTubers, bloggers are coming up. Y'all have to realize you need to. I know it's easier to jump on these social media things and just jump in and make a thing of yourself. And I know they don't teach you this because I didn't learn. I had to learn, like when it came to YouTube and blogging, streaming, all this stuff. I learned on my own, but I learned also by watching those media programs on TV, the gossip shows and all the stuff that I grew up watching, and you bring that into the streaming space. You have to realize that there is a responsibility that comes with what you put out there. It's the same thing I said about Trashy K and all them damn interviews and things she was saying about all them celebrities, and she realized she got sued when she was out here spreading lies because she had a grudge against certain people. You know, that there is a responsibility that comes with celebrity news and gossip. There comes there's a certain decorum that comes with when you interview these celebrities who aren't really going on these shows, these regular talk shows. They're going on the streamer shows. And yeah, those numbers are everything and the money is great and everything, but what good is it if you get sued? And then you got to use that streamer money for a lawyer. So y'all have to be real careful when y'all bring these celebrities up into y'all spaces. And you got little, people with loose hands running around doing crazy shit. So y'all really have to protect your brand at all costs, because not everybody out here wants to see you win. They really don't. There be people that just want to jump on because it's hot, and it'll sabotage your shit in a minute, and it'll be gone just like that. Trust and believe. I've seen it happen. So, 50 is not a good person. Sure, he helps those who's been wrong, but he does. And here's the thing. With 50, you would think he would know better because this kid is a lead on one of your shows, which is pretty much done at this point. Like Power Book 2 is wrapped. We're getting the first half, I believe, has started already or is about to premiere. The first half of their final season, and then the second half of their final season premieres in September. So here's a lead in one of your big shows on Stars, and as a mogul, as someone who has this actor as a part of your situation, you should be protecting him. Like you wouldn't, I'll just throw these people out. Like you would never see David E. Kelly do that to any of his cast. You would never see Ryan Murphy do that with his cast. You wouldn't even see Tyler Perry do that with, the people that he works with. Because he has a responsibility as a mogul to protect his actors. And 50 Cent, you should know better to protect. Now, when these corporations, companies, studios, whatever, start fucking with 50 money and don't want to work with him, and he start losing money in revenue, then he'll straighten his ass up. But that's why he probably removed that post, because it would be bad for business. But he likes being out here as a manipulator and a troller. Absolutely. And so he may be successful, I applaud him, but for that, but his intentions are far from pure and authentic. Exactly. So, speaking of Diddy and abuse and manipulation and things, let's talk about Miss Kim Porter, whose father rebukes Sean Diddy Combs' vicious assault on Cassie. But do you rebuke, allegedly, the assault that he allegedly had on your own child? That's the question I'm wondering. So Kim's father has given his thoughts in the video regarding recording of Diddy assaulting Cassie in the hallway of a hotel. Now, we already got the tea from Biggie's mother, who said she gonna smack him on sight. That's what she said in so many words. And them Jamaican mamas don't play. So now Kim's father, Jake Porter, has come forward to condemn the actions of Sean Diddy Combs after security footage from 2016 surfaced showing the rapper abusing his then girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. Now, in an interview with Rolling Stone, Jake, the father of the late model, voiced his shock at the footage. He told the outlet, "You can say I was disgusted with the video and I wouldn't treat my enemy like that. It was despicable. I couldn't believe it. I was in Vietnam and I wouldn't do that to my enemy." Jake also mentioned that although he never witnessed the music mogul physically harming his late daughter, the video made him question things. Kim was in an on-again, off-again relationship with Diddy from 1994 until 2007, and they share 3 children together. Expressing his newfound perspective on Diddy, Jake told the outlet, "I didn't know he could stoop that low. I imagine it surprised a lot of people. I wouldn't even do a dog like that. My heart goes out to Cassie." And then Jake shared insights into Kim's relationship with the rapper, indicating that she loved him but struggled to cohabit with him, saying that, "I think he was a very jealous person. They both loved each other. Kim's love was legitimate. Puffy's love, I don't know what he calls love. I mean, he likes saying the word love. He likes calling his albums love. He likes throwing around the word love. But I truly believe that Diddy don't know the meaning of the actual true meaning of love and what love is." an empty word, in my opinion. He tried to give life to it, but I just never buy. I never bought into the whole love. Um, I never bought into the whole love thing that he was doing. I wasn't even buying into that album that he released when he was talking about, oh, call me love. Like, you change your damn name every 5 seconds. 1 minute you Puffy, 1 minute you P. Diddy, now you Diddy, now you love, now you this, now you that. Now I'm gonna start calling you Poof. That's what I'm gonna start calling you. Yeah, you know, yeah, I'm sure y'all know the what Poof is. A poof, poofta. It's a slur. For those who don't know. Shout out to the Brits and the Aussies. They use it too. Let's say, oh yeah. So I truly believe it. It's like, but wait, so you knew that Diddy was a jealous person and that they had a love for each other, but the love just didn't work. That she loved him unconditionally, that she had a passionate love for him, but Diddy just was jealous. But here's the thing: how can he go out laying low and spread it wide and be and and sleeping with all these different people and cheating and having his freak offs? But if anybody did it to him, it was DEFCON 5. It was he was out here beating on the women he was allegedly in love with and all this other stuff. Because I'm sure you can't possibly think that Cassie was the only girl he put paws on. I'm truly believe, and there's always been stories out of Jake. You cannot be so obtuse and not believe that he put paws on your daughter. You have to know that he has. And it's funny how you said he questioned things, or maybe what it was that Kim was good at hiding the abuse from her father. So he would have never seen it. He would have never witnessed it. So you never know. I mean, a lot of times parents can be naive and they can turn a blind eye. It's like, damn, who was it that? Oh, I was like, who was it? Nicole Brown Simpson. Like when the Simpson sisters was on The View, and they was talking about like, yeah, they never had. My parents didn't raise their voice. They never put their hands on us. We were never abused. So then Nicole all of a sudden gets in a relationship with OJ, who was married at the time, and Nicole was the other woman. She was 17 also. So that's how they get you. You got this grown ass man who is in a relationship, married, sees this other woman, wants to get with her. The girls, young, naive, don't know no better because, when you're dealing with people who are sheltered and those other stuff, they think everything is pretty in the world. They don't see the ugly side. They're not cynical like us. So then all of a sudden she started getting beat on. And she making excuses for it. So Kim could have been in that same situation, or maybe that was her upbringing, that she had like a good household, never been hit, never been abused, and then all of a sudden winds up in this thing with Diddy, and we see what happened. So I ask this. So this is what I ask all of you. What do you think about this story? Are you here for what Jake had to say? Diddy is, in my opinion, he's a despicable human being. I know they took the money back from the HBCU. What was it, Howard University, the $1 million donation, and they took away his honorary doctorate degree, which is well deserved. But at this point, I felt like the whole money from Howard University, they had no choice but to give that back, because we've seen people in situations where moguls have given money to colleges, corporations, whatever. And then when stuff like this happens, it's like, oh no, we got to give the money back because, the situation that happens with that. So, and the reputation of the company will look bad. So Howard eventually was going to have to give back that money. So let me know what you guys think of this story down below. Okay. So, yeah, mentally he is still a child. Because here's the thing. I think Michael is 23. They said like your frontal lobe doesn't start opening and the guys don't fully develop into their manhood until they're 25. Girls mature earlier than men, but men do it at 25. So he's got I don't know if he turned 24 yet, but they said he's 23. So he had 2 more years before he officially becomes like a man. Man. Not what they legally say is a man. So, not the crying emoji. Is that, have you watched the documentary about Nicole? No, I have not, but that's why I reference it um because I saw the interview that they did on The View. Sidebar, what did that other sister do to her face? She botched her nose. There's one of the sisters that they all got some work done, but there's one of the sisters, girl. What does she do? Who's her doctor? Because they need their license revoked, and she need to go to Dr. Miami or Dr. Dubrow. She need to go on box because they fucked her face up. Oh, that's why you were laughing, because I said poof, puff the magic poof the. I was like, wait, what did I was thinking in my head. I was like, what did I say that had you laugh? But it's like, yeah, I said, yeah, we're gonna call you Puff. Because that's what you be given a lot of time. But child, that was the rumors for many years. But anyway, let's get into some gay stuff since it's Pride Month. And let's talk about Matt Bomer, who apparently was supposed to play Superman once upon a time. So now, Matt Bomer is, as we know, one of the most successful out gay actors in Hollywood, but things weren't always that way. Now, he got his start, he's been acting for a long period of time. I remember seeing Matt Bomer. First of all, I don't think a lot of people know this, but Matt Bomer was in the pilot for the series Chuck. That was a show I loved. And I was like, who is that hot ass white man? Because he was good, and he was giving me that whole super. He has the features of what we've come to believe Superman looks like, which is why a lot of times we look at the actors, they kind of choose them in that way. So he was actually, he was in Chuck. Then they killed his character off, and then that's when we got the cast that we got. But he was in the pilot. It's funny how I remember that. But he became big. He became a big star when he did White Collar, which I have heard the creator of White Collar say that they're rebooting the franchise because it's doing well on Netflix. It's found new life on Netflix. Me personally, I never got around to watching White Collar. I was watching oh my god, what was the name of that show that used to come on with the medical concierge that was on that channel with Mark Feuerstein? That was a show I used to watch. I can't remember the name of it. I'm sure somebody in the comments will tell me. But I used to watch that show, and I used to watch a bunch of other stuff. And then White Collar was not White Collar, Suits. That was another show that was popular at the time. But in White Collar, I remember hearing about it, but I never really thought it was interesting for me to get into, so I never really got into it. So he became popular off of that. So this story actually circulated back in 2012. Jackie Collins, your famous novelist, may she rest in peace. My mother used to buy a lot of Jackie Collins books, all the Hollywood Wives, Lucky Santangelo series and stuff. And I remember when I was because I used to act up a lot in school, I used to get in trouble, so I used to get grounded where I couldn't watch TV and stuff. So I used to read a lot of books. And after a while, you get tired of reading the encyclopedia from cover to cover. So I used to read a lot of books growing up. So I would read my father's sci-fi books like Dune and all this stuff, but I also used to read a lot of the Lucky Santangelo stuff. Or like my mother would buy, The Bitch and all those other books, like a lot of the Jackie Collins stuff. So I liked a lot of those soapy stuff. So I used to read them books too, and sure, them shits was juicy. But anyway, so she she mentioned this story back in the day that Matt Bomer did not get to play the role of Superman because he had gotten outed as a gay man. I remember, I think it was comicbook.com, someone tried to refute the story, talking about, oh, it wasn't because he was gay, it's because he's too skinny. I'm like, first of all, that's bullshit, because every actor that signs on to play Superman ends up hitting the gym and bulking up. Henry Cavill did not start out looking the way he looks now when he first started out, as an actor. I'm trying to remember what was the name. I can't remember the name of it, but there was a show that he was on with Jonathan Rhys-Meyers. That was a show that I remember seeing Henry Cavill on. Henry Cavill was skinny. So was Brandon Routh. So was Tom Welling. So was Christopher Reeve. So was so many others before they came on and bulked up for the parts. Even this corn sweat actor that is about to play Superman. They've been showing his progress of when he hit the gym and bulked up. So so they all don't start out looking like Dwayne "The Rock" Damn Johnson. So miss me with that story. I didn't believe that. So anyway, so he did an interview with Awards Chatter podcast hosted by Scott Feinberg. He's 46, by the way. In the episode, Bomer recalled his grueling audition process for Superman Flyby, which is a live-action film about the DC superhero and was supposed to be directed by J.J. Abrams, which never came to light, while Bomer was still working on the CBS soap Guiding Light. He said, I went on a cattle call for Superman, which turned into a 1 month audition experience where I was auditioning again and again and again. On Guiding Light, there was a killer in town, so the executive producer very kindly wanted to free me up just in case the Superman job came through. So the Guiding Light producer said, hey, you're going to be the killer. We're writing you off the show. Go with my blessing. So I basically got fired, but in a generous way. Now, while this decision freed up time for Bomer to fully invest in Superman Flyby, things quickly went south for the actor, saying it looked like I was the director's choice for the role. He said, I signed a 3-picture deal at Warner Brothers. Now, it says, when asked if Bomer's coming out story hurt his chances of being in a Superman film playing the titular superhero, the actor replied, yeah, that's my understanding. That was a time in the industry when something like that could still really be weaponized against you. How and why and who outed me, I don't know. And his husband is Simon Halls, who's like a high-profile agent in Hollywood. So I don't think Simon would have did it. And so they said Abrams' Superman Flyby was never actually made or released, as previously mentioned. Still, Bomer was apparently the frontrunner to play the titular character in the film, but was dropped as an option after being outed as gay way before the project as a whole fell through. Now, following the scrapping of Flyby, Superman's revival on the big screen ended up becoming 2006's Superman Returns, directed by openly gay director, and pretty much, isn't he blacklisted, Bryan Singer? And Brandon Routh played the Kryptonian hero. And me personally, I'm going to have to say that I totally can see, like when they said Matt Bomer was going to play Superman, I'm like, I see it. He definitely has what it takes to play Superman. I mean, he's a good looking man. Child, first of all, that fellow Travelers that he was in, ooh, child. Now, when I tell you them sex scenes was hot, they were scorching hot. And I could definitely see him playing the character. And look, it shouldn't, like, in my opinion, I feel like it shouldn't matter that gay actors are playing these roles. Matt Bomer has played heterosexual roles. He has played homosexual roles. He is someone who can convincingly play both. So I don't know why people make it a big deal. They think that in 2024, even though this happened eons ago, back when they said when they did Superman Returns, back then, yeah, it was not easy coming up and just being an openly gay actor in Hollywood and getting those roles. We just talked about it recently how, the actor from Glee was talking about how he was told to stay in the closet. Otherwise, he wouldn't get parts and all this other stuff. Look, now he's I think he wrote his 25th book. So now he don't even need acting. He's making enough money now as a book author, writing children's books or young adult novels, I should say. Which I think would actually be really cool if they developed his young adult novels. I mean, I don't know. I've never read any of them. If they're good enough that they could develop them into a show for Disney or the Amazon channel or whatever the case is. But it's a shame. Like, I feel like we've come a long way in regards of that. But it's a shame that this is still a thing that people like to hold over your head that, oh, you got to stay in the closet. You can't come out and say anything. Otherwise, you're going to lose your job. So, shout out to you, Matty Bo, or Matt Bomer. I was trying to find a cool way to say it. That was a fail. But it was just like, what? I like Matt Bomer. I like a lot of the work that he does. He is like, I won't say one of my favorite actors, but whenever he shows up in something, I definitely give it a gander. Like, I like a lot of, especially if it's a gay film. And he is very successful. It could be also because of who he's married to. But I mean, that helps. But at the same time, he has worked his ass off to become the legitimate, serious actor that he is. And I do hope that, with us hearing that story, that in the future, we will get some openly gay Actually, I think there's going to be some openly gay characters in one of the upcoming shows or movies that, oh my God, what's his name? That the DCU and all of them are developing, that they have like gay superheroes and stuff that is a part of an ensemble cast. I can't remember the name of the Superman group, the superhero group off the top of my head because I can't remember all the movies that they have in the works with the DCU. So, but I do hear that there are like some gay characters or whatever. And here's the thing, what people need to realize about gay people, not every gay character is into drag, does their nails, all this stuff. There are gay men who are not effeminate or are effeminate and do are into sports or into a lot of the things that are considered masculine or whatever. So including superheroes, like a lot of gay people like superheroes, and we need that representation. So even though he would have been playing heterosexual or heterosexual, even though he would have been playing heterosexual, um, me personally, I wouldn't have had a problem with it. And I don't think many people had a problem with it either, because not everybody knows that Matt Bomer is gay. Now that we even know, unless you really into his business like that, or you follow Hollywood the way that we be talking about it on this show. But anyway, let me wrap this story up to say, I'm definitely curious to hear what you guys think of this story down below. Would you have loved to have seen Matt Bomer as Superman, or um who would you like to see as a future Superman? I mean, we already got David Corn Sweat, so that's what we're going to deal with for how many movies that James Gunn has coming up the pike. But in my opinion, I would have loved to have seen Matt Bomer play Superman back in the day. But you know what? Everything happens for a reason. His career, he's turned out fine. He's still, a working actor, and he's still doing his thing. So he's not hurting, but that's a role that unfortunately got away. But maybe it might be a good thing, because a lot of times when people play these type of superheroes, especially Superman, they have a hard time trying to get out of being typecast in that way. So you not getting the job, the universe did you a favor, because look at Matt Bomer now. Like, he's been able to just be a chameleon and do so many other different things. I feel like if he would have did Superman, he probably would have been typecast like so many, like I said, like so many other actors do that played these iconic superheroes. It's like, look, when you look at Henry Cavill, his career hasn't really been, he's acting, but his career has not been able to kind of have like this up peak since playing, the Man of Steel. So let me know what you guys think of this story down below. Royal Pains, thank you, because I used to love that. I said, this is why I love having y'all on this show, because y'all be the other side of my brain, because I be forgetting. He says, speaking of bots, I saw that Tiffany near Apollo got her. Yeah, and I'm sure it was time for that to happen. Thank you. It was the Tudors. So it was the Tudors that Henry Cavill was on. And he was a lot skinnier than he is now. He did not have like this big old muscular feet, body that we know him as. Well, yeah, you're right about that. It's like, I feel like the only one that's kind of had like that body that he didn't have to really work that hard in it was Tom Welling. Yeah, he was about it because he's pretty tall. Yes, he is. Tom Welling, yeah. I used to, child, that was my show. Smallville. Even though the one that played Chloe was who knew she turned out to be a hot ass mess down the road, growing people into them little, their little sex trade situation, sex trafficking. I was like, girl, what happened to you? Let's go to show that the people that they play on TV aren't who they are in real life. So it pisses me off when people think gay people are pedophiles, but most of the predators in Hollywood, irregular people, are married men. Some have kids, and they, oh yeah, not look. They always say like the biggest pedophiles and sex abusers and all this other stuff are heterosexuals. Very rarely will you hear about gay men or the gays doing something like that, because we know. Yes, it did. It's an Argyle flop. Not only that, but it was another movie that he did. First of all, I can't remember. Was it Gentlemanly Warfare or whatever? Some stupid name that Guy Ritchie named one of his movies that was in the theater. First of all, I remember the theaters was empty, because I remember that movie came out around the time I went to go see. What was it? I think I went to go see Furiosa, and it was sharing the same theater. And when I went in, it was like nobody was watching that. Nobody was watching that, and they put that. They put that in like a Dolby or whatever. I said, first of all, y'all making a mistake with that. Nobody's watching this movie. First of all, that title was too complicated for people to even know how to say it, and then we didn't even know what the movie was about. So, as much as I like Henry Cavill, I don't know, fire your agents, because they keep putting you in shitty movies that make no money. And yeah, I've been wanting to watch Argyle, but because I heard so much about Argyle not doing too well, and there are people saying it's not a good movie. I just didn't watch it. I didn't get around to watching it. I wish I would have, though, if it was good. But I don't know. It just looks silly to me. And I like Matthew Vaughn. And then, well, Felix said he likes it, but yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I should just not worry about, or not worry about, because I don't. Stop letting other people dictate my interest in stuff, and like if I want to see it, I should judge for myself instead of just, oh well, the people say it's terrible, so I'm not going to watch it because I might actually watch it. Oh yeah, John Schneider was a mess. We already know what happened with him. But yeah, he played Pa Kent. Dula Peep. Yeah, Dula Peep's in it. But anyway, let's move on because we got two more topics and it's a drag race story. So a drag race queen allegedly, this is a story that Naysha Lopez and them was telling on an episode of the Roscoe's viewing party that premiered this past Monday. Because they had Miss Vanjie was on there and what was it? Mrs. Kasha Davis was on the episode. And, for those of you who are not familiar with the Roscoe's Viewing Party, it's a weekly show that comes on YouTube that, is out of Chicago that features Naysha Lopez, Caramel DeVille, and oh my God, I forgot her damn name. It's three of them. And so it's called, it's the Roscoe's Tavern Viewing Party, where they host a lot of the Drag Race girls and other, people, whether they're on the season or not on the season, they come on. Last week they did the one with Detox and Roxy, which was cute. So they said within the first few minutes, shout out to Al for the story. They said Vanjie brought up the alleged stipend, which is the word used for the money paid as an appearance fee for reality TV stars to show up and compete on a new season. And this is what the All Stars 9 Queens received. Now, Vanjie said, I just want y'all to know they did give us some money or whatever, but basically we didn't get the money until like halfway through or whatever. She's a cackle the way she be talking. And they said Naysha asked Vanjie to clarify if the queens were paid an amount of money just to show up, as well as sum of money to prepare for their runway looks for the season. Because here's what I was hearing. I heard that you get a stipend, you get like a fee to appear on the show. Then you also get money to go towards the designs and all that other stuff because them designs ain't cheap. And a lot of the girls was like, they wanted a stipend for this. Well, you get a stipend for the show, but they wanted a clothing stipend. And they also, they didn't want no eliminations because if they was going to have to be eliminated on this season, they were not going to sign on and do any more of the All-Star shows. And you know what? If all the queens will protest, that's the perfect thing that you could use as your leverage because they can always be like with the regular seasons, oh, well, I'm not doing it until you give me this. And first of all, you don't have a leg to stand on in any of that because you could just be anybody. I was like, okay, well, thank you, next. And it'll go for the next queen. And there'll always be a new queen that will use that opportunity to get put on. So that won't work. But All Stars is definitely the angle that you could use to make that work. Because they need the All Stars to come back. If y'all all stand in solidarity like they did when they were trying to negotiate them, their payout for Friends, then the people over at Paramount have no choice but to comply. So, as I said before, Naysha asked Vanjie to clarify if the queens were paid an amount of money just to show up as well as a sum of money to prepare their runway looks for the season. And Vanjie said, now I don't remember the number, but the one that y'all are calculating together, the one y'all putting together is the total of it, I think. That's what he said. Now, Vanjie then reiterated her claim that the All-Stars 9 Queens only received half of the money prior to the season added because some of the girls won't show up. They'll be like, girl, I got the check. Bye. Now, here's the thing. Now, if the girls was dumb enough to do that, can't you take them to court? Because this is the thing that I've always was wondering. Because they always said like, oh, if y'all sign an NDA and y'all can't be spilling too much behind the scenes tea on Drag Race, the girls be spilling a lot of tea on these shows. When they go on Roscoe's Tavern, they go on oh my God. So I said Caramel, and I forgot that I forgot about Miss Batty. How could I forget about her? So what was I saying? Oh, so but so the situation with it all that is that if they were to do all this, can they get sued? Because my thing is, if you go on a show and y'all be like, we signed an NDA, so we really can't say much. But then y'all be going on these shows and y'all be spilling tea. How come they don't be filing lawsuits against them? Me personally, I feel like the girls should be allowed to talk about their experience and give the fans a behind the scenes look in, behind the curtain of Drag Race. Those type of interviews, topics, things. That's what I'm always interested in. I'm like, what was your experience like being behind the scenes of the show? What didn't they show us in the 90-minute episode that we're watching of Drag Race? I'm always curious about that type of stuff. So whenever the girls come on these type of shows, be it, the Roscoe show, be it Maddie Morphosis' show, Give It To Me Straight, or any of the podcasts, any of the Drag Race podcasts that they be doing, Heidi and Closet has a show when they go on, who else? I don't think that Race Chasers really has guess. I always think it's just Alaska and Willem that does theirs. But or if you do Very Delta, you do any of those shows, like when you go on those type of shows, I'm always curious to hear the behind the scenes stuff with that. So I don't like that they try to keep them tight-lipped, but they said that, well, the nation went and spilled this tea. She said, I'm not going to say who, but somebody got cast. They gave her the stipend. They called her and they were like, how's everything going? We haven't heard from you in a while. And they were like, well, they stole the stipend. I don't have it anymore. And they stole the stipend. So Conscious seemed completely taken aback upon hearing the story. They said, stole the stipend? He's like, yeah, allegedly. And then allegedly, I got cast after that. Brandon reacted, I didn't even know it was yours. And then Nature, competed on All Stars 8 last year, alleged that, yeah, it was my season. Now, the clip and stuff has been going on. It's funny. I should just play the damn clip instead of reading the whole damn thing. Speaking of which, you know what? Just to entertain the situation, let's play the clip. Because I'm like, I sat and read the whole thing. I'm like, child, they're going to save me some oxygen. Please hold.
So they gave you what they gave you what
I don't remember the
stipend? No, don't give me the number. Like, because there was the stipend and then there was your pay to do the season. So I would assume that you would
the one that y'all calculating together, like the one y'all putting together is the total of all of it, I think.
Yeah, that's what we were doing. We were putting all of it.
I don't.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it was like half, or like
half
a little
half.
right. They
would make sense.
Girls, some of the girls won't show up. They'd be like, "Girl, I got to check." Bye.
Well, it happened. It happened.
Heard about those.
About that one. I'm not going to say who, but somebody got cast. They gave her the stipend. They called her and we're like, how's everything going? We haven't heard from you in a while. And they're like, well, they stole the stipend. I don't have it anymore.
They
it's
said
gone.
this caller cannot be
It's
completed
gone. And then
they stole the stipend?
They stole the money,
it was
girl. I heard allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. And then allegedly I got cast after that. Hey!
So there you have it. But my thing is, if they out here stealing, look, if y'all out here stealing money that ain't yours on the network, can't the network sue? Shouldn't World of Wonder be suing? So I don't know. While that does sound like a juicy story, I don't think it's ridiculous. See, I didn't watch the episode. That's why I didn't really have the context. I was going based off the article and stuff. So that's why I was like, well, wait a minute. There's 3 people on that show. So Batty apparently wasn't there. So it's just Naisha and Caramel that were co-hosting, which is cute. So, but I'm definitely gonna have to watch this episode because I don't have any time, because I told you I've been real busy this week, so I haven't really had time to catch up on a lot of the shows that I watch. Sidebar: there's something that I'm starting not to like with Roscoe's. Those heavy choppy edits that y'all be doing. I used to love when y'all would do those, like the full raw episode, where it's just like, okay, so we're getting the Q&A, we're getting the full-fledged interview, raw and uncut. Now they're just like heavily editing it. They're cutting out the audience questions. They're really trying to get they're really trying to get people to subscribe over there to get the full episode. And if y'all do subscribe, and if y'all come up with anybody in the comments, if y'all actually subscribe to the show, like to their channel or whatever the case is, and y'all pay that $2 a month, let me know if it's a different version of it, or y'all pretty much getting the same thing. Because I'll be like, child, y'all need to go back to otherwise y'all going to start losing viewership. They're going to start losing all kinds of stuff, and then people going to go somewhere else with this stuff. So yeah, while I like the show and I like everything that y'all putting up in there, I don't like the way y'all kind of putting the show out here now, the way y'all editing it. But Like I said, this sounds pretty juicy. This sounds entertaining. I wanted to see if the people was out here commenting. Oh, some people was trying to find out. They said, was it Lanisha Sparks? And then Naisha, because I don't think that's in the rest of the clip, she said, oh yeah, I never talked about who it was, and I never will because it's not my story. It's not for me to tell. I can only tell from my experience what happens, but I won't ever say who the person was. But girl, you went and brought it up, so why not just mention the whole thing? You say something but don't want to full. I hate when people spill half tea and not the full. Now, I will say that Out has contacted Paramount Plus and World of Wonder, and they haven't said anything and gotten back to them on this. Now, one person named Masquerade asked, they said, okay, but I have a little trouble believing that, I mean, certainly that queen would get sued. Like, there's no way that you could just steal that stipend and ignore your contract like that. And then another person, Drag Race Her, posted, no, for sure. That's what I was thinking too. But to be honest, I hadn't even known the queens before All Stars 9 even got a stipend. Well, I think that's because that's TV in general. Everybody gets a stipend. Like regular season girls get stipends. So, I'm sure there's more to the story. Excuse me. Because I was trying to see if there was anything else in the article that was worth reporting. But it says, secondly, one can argue that Nation didn't clearly specify if this happened on season 8 or Drag Race or season 8 of All Stars, which are the two seasons Nation competed in. This story does come across as something that happened recently, and also that it would have happened with a returning queen who was cast on All Stars. Moreover, when Nation shut down the question about whether this story pertained to Lanisha Sparks, who originally competed in season 5, it felt like even more confirmation that this was indeed a cast member who was meant to compete in All Stars 8. Thirdly, generally speaking, Vanjie and Nasia did not give any specific details or clues, I should say, regarding who this queen could have been. But if we are to assume that this happened to someone cast on All Stars 8, adding in the fact that Vanjie didn't know that it took place as recently as last year, it's plausible to speculate this queen who could have been cast in various other seasons. But yeah, so it also says that, oh, you can watch the full live stream of this viewing party for the 5th episode of All Stars 9 if you subscribe to Roscoe's Tavern VIP membership on YouTube for $1.99 per month, as indicated in the video below. Otherwise, this live stream will be available for free on Monday, June 10th. So we already know that. It's like on Monday, they post the full episode, but if you want to get it early, you got to pay the $1.99 a month, which is a good deal. But the reality is like, is it this choppy version that you're giving? Because if that's the case, child, I'll just wait till Monday. But anyway, so I say all this to say, do y'all believe this story? Do you believe the story that Naysha Lopez is putting out there in regards of a Drag Race queen stealing some stipend coin and just running for the hills with it? Because I have a hard time believing it. Because I'm like, first of all, how are you stealing money that's not yours from a company that sent you the money to do the show? And in the contract, it should say, okay, if you've been cast and you signed the paperwork and all this other stuff, and we giving you the money to put towards your wardrobe, that you could be sued if you try to pull a fast one. So let me know what you guys think of this story down below. Okay, it says, I'm starting to think All Stars need to be a every other year thing, especially since it's hard to get early season queens on the show. Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like, I feel like we really need to start. I think we really need to start. They need to start stretching it out, or you need to find other ways of incorporating the Drag Race girls if you want to do another spinoff of Drag Race. To me, I've always felt that Drag You, remember that show, Drag You? I didn't like the whole straight women makeover thingy. I felt like what they should have did was something similar to like Drag Race meets The Voice with Drag You. Like, you take a drag legend or whatever, and you have them mentor an up and coming, as they would call them, a booger or something, and make them out to be like this drag superstar. Give them a moment in the spotlight, glam them up, help them with their makeup and their wigs. We tell their story. You take them under your wings like they're your drag child, and you zhuzh them up a little bit, and then they have to perform every week. a thing, and then you know, whoever gets like the lowest scores, whatever, in front of an audience, whatever, how you want to do it, you put them up for elimination, and then it's kind of like in that way. You don't have to actually sing; it's just lip syncing, whatever. So whatever song that they could clear that you want to do, and you just put your little performance together based on the challenge. You know, you can work. They'll work it out, whatever they need to work. And look at me giving ideas. So there's other drag type of thing ideas you come up with where you could incorporate the Drag Race girls into that. But I do feel like All Stars, we need a break. Like as soon as Drag Race ends, a month later, we get All Stars. It's oversaturated. Yeah, I do remember. Hey Queen with Johnny McGovern. Also, Joseph Shepard, who's a good friend of a friend of mine. And sidebar, and I'm really hoping that this happens, but he told me, and I don't know if I should say it, but whatever. I don't think it's a secret. He linked him up with Elliot with two T's to do an interview. And with all the controversies surrounding Elliot with two T's, I do, because, you know, they call her Elliot with three Ks and a bunch of, you know, rumors and stuff that was going around that. I do think that it would be a good idea for Joseph Shepard to do that interview and get Elliot with two T's over there and tell his side of the story. There's a lot of people running around with a narrative about him and things in regards of him being racist and all this other stuff. So I do think that Joseph would be the perfect person for him to sit down with and have that conversation. But I do like Hey Queen, because I saw Hey Queen is on, I think it's on Wild Presents, and he interviewed a lot of the Drag Race girls from season 16, which I never got around to watching, and I actually wanted to watch those interviews. Child, not Ariel Versace. What, did the porn career dry up? Because isn't that what she doing too? She out here spreading her legs for OnlyFans content? Not that I'm judging, because you know I love my sex workers, but I'm just saying, further evidence that All Stars 8 was the worst season of All Stars. Funny enough, I don't remember All Stars 8. Maybe I need to rewatch it just to remind myself. I am back on, you know, I have taken a break from it because I've been, like I said, I've been busy, so I do want to get back on like rewatching Drag Race All Stars, especially the Global All Stars immediately after All Stars 8 and was that confirmed? Where was I? Well, maybe I missed out on that, sir. So All Stars 8 is coming in July. See, that's what I think needs to happen. I really feel like what they need to do is give All Stars 8 a break. I think maybe they need to flip flop. So one year we get All Stars season, right? Then the following season they take off, give us Global All Stars. Take Global All Stars, give that a year off, bring on that. So every other year for Global All Stars and for All Stars 8. I really feel like they should do it that way, because then that would be way more entertaining. I do think they need to give All Stars a rest. I do feel like it is oversaturated with that, because it's like, well, damn, I just seen your ass in the other show. Now I gotta look at you again. They should do a season of Queens who were eliminated for. I've heard that. Didn't they somebody said they kind of did that with All Stars 8. And they did that with that. It was pretty much like a lot of mediocre queens. But I do feel like, but I've said I could have sworn, but somebody told me they did a pork chop season. I'm like, no, they didn't, because I don't remember them doing a pork chop season. But so see how they have improved over the years. Yeah. And then Global All Stars is going to air at the same time with the Olympics. And it said they're on, I know they're on All Stars 9, but All Stars 8, they took my last season. The one that Naisha was like eliminated, same like her season. She was eliminated first on her season 8, and then she was eliminated in second episode of All Stars 8. But anyway, now we're down to our final topic, which is, let's give a huge congratulations to RuPaul's Drag Race, which has helped raise $2 million, which would be 1.6 million pounds, to fight anti-LGBTQ bills and rhetoric in America. Now, the American Civil Liberties Union, the ACLU, because, you know, if you watch Drag Race, you do see that they put that barcode up. They've been doing it for, you know, a lot of times on regular Drag Race. I don't remember if they've done it on All Stars, but I know they have been putting it up there, and I have donated some coins, so yay. So it says that the ACLU Drag Defense Fund, which was launched in April of 2023, the same month that Sasha Colby won season 15 of RuPaul's Drag Race in response to anti-queer and anti-drag bans sweeping the U.S. Now, mirrored by this season's musical episode Wig Loose, I will get loose. Okay, that's Lucy the Duca. Let loose. I was trying to mix it up in there. But anyway, so the rising tide of anti-LGBTQ plus rhetoric was and still is threatening queer freedom across the country. Bands in Kentucky and Tennessee faced opposition from stars ranging from Trixie Mattel to Kevin Bacon. Now, to increase that opposition, the ACLU Drag Defense Fund was formed in partnership with RuPaul's Drag Race, the show production company World of Wonder, and its current network MTV to help raise money, and it clearly worked. Now, in a statement reported by Variety, Joshua Block, senior staff attorney for the ACLU's LGBTQ and HIV project, said, "Drag has a long history in the queer community as not only a service of joy and creativity, but as a source of power. Now, thanks to the hard work and promotion of MTV, World of Wonder, and the Queens of Drag Race, the Defense Fund continues to fuel our work defending LGBTQ rights across the country at a time those rights are under relentless attack. We're so thankful for this partnership and the support it provides our critical work defending LGBTQ people, our rights, and our families." Now, among the other successes, the fund helped stop officials shutting down pride events in Tennessee and Massachusetts. Now, a QR code for the fund often appears at the end of episodes of RuPaul's Drag Race and its spinoff, All Stars, encouraging viewers to donate. So they do post there because, me, I'd be so caught up in the TV, I don't be paying attention to see if there's barcodes or whatever on there. So, as you know, All Stars 9 is currently available on Paramount Plus in the US and WoW Presents Plus internationally. So once again, a huge congratulations to the ACLU Drag Defense Fund for doing what you do, because you know what, and people think like money and power and all that stuff doesn't move or shake and influence things, but we as a people, are letting these Republicans know that you can't just chastise us and try to stop people from having a pride. So I feel like we take pride for granted. Like New York, we just had our Brooklyn Pride on Saturday. I was able to go because I was working a double. I did the Billy Joel concert, and then of course I was working the cricket match. So I couldn't really be out there celebrating my pride like I did the previous week when I was a hot ass drunken mess at Queen's Pride. I said, for those of you who saw me, I sincerely apologize, because y'all already know I went in that whole rant talking about how messy I was. But anyway, so now I drink too much. But I know we have some more coming up. We have Bronx Pride coming up, and we also have the big main Manhattan one. I don't go to that one anymore because it's just too many people. It's a lot of crowds, and my anxiety is going to be crazy. So I don't do the main one anymore. But when I was younger, in my 20s and stuff, I basically did I did it for a long time, but I'm just like, child, I've outgrown that. I'd rather just keep it small and simple and intimate. So that's why I just stick with Queens. And I've never really been to the Bronx one, but I know Apollonia Cruz, friend to the show, has been trying to get me to come out there. So I'm going to see if I'm able to come out there when they have it. I think it might be this weekend, if I'm not sure. I have to check. But there's a lot of things going on. Like, I got friends that's got parties and stuff happening and all this other stuff. So I definitely got to look into that. Like, Pride season, was always in full effect. And so yeah, I say all this to say, as I said before, congratulations, guys. We definitely have a long way to go in regards of this whole anti-LGBTQ plus fight. And we got to realize that, you know what, while I'm not particularly fond of either administration, the blue and the red, I never particularly care for, I'd never vote red. I can't stand Trump. I'm really hoping and praying he don't win. We can't afford to have him win, because if we get that wannabe fascist in the White House, it is curtains for us. But also, I'm irritated and pissed off about a lot of things that, Old Man Joe, Sleepy Joe, whatever you want to call him, Rip Van Winkle is doing. So, congratulations to y'all. And if anybody wants to drop any congratulations or whatever down in the comments, please do so. Because, I love a comment or 5 or hit a like. Okay, so we have a comment. I said Christmas is going to be nice for your parents, etc. Wait, wow, what's happening? I was like, yeah, I'm sure they got a lot of nice stuff or whatever coming out, but I don't know, elaborate, because I'm confused as to what that means. But look, I feel like the older I get, the more I have problems with trying to figure out what to get my parents for like gifts and stuff. Because like, I know my father likes tools and fixing things, so how many more tools can I get him? But I know, like, one of his favorite TV shows is Star Trek. So I go on the Star Trek, the merch page, and I'm always buying him like some really cool stuff. Like I bought him an honorary plaque that he works in the USS Enterprise alongside Captain James T. Kirk, and he loves it. He has a signature on it and everything. He loves it. Like I bought him like a wine set that what is his name? That Jean-Luc Picard actually has, like Picard Winery. So he has a whole, wine set that I ended up buying him, corkscrew, the glasses and everything. Has the names ingrained on it and all other stuff. So I'm over trying to find. Oh yeah. Yeah, my job is good money. They do have some pretty good stuff over there. So I should capitalize on that. And a lot of times when I work a lot of certain events, they do give those good discounts. So if I want to buy jerseys or whatever the case is, I can do that. But anyway, so we are officially at the end of the show. If anybody has any questions, comments, or concerns, please drop them one final time in the comments. We can address them before I sign off. It said buy them like a vacation or a cruise. So you know what? And that's been kind of the topic because my father turned 70 in August, and my mother's like, "Oh, you should find something to do for him or whatever when his birthday comes around." In regards to like they were talking about trying to do a cruise or something or another, and so I may look into that with my siblings. But child, them no for good nothing siblings of mine. I probably have to do it myself. Okay, hold on, because y'all keep talking about these Orville Peck pictures. What is he in? Oh, hold on, because it said Orville Peck paper. Please hold. Oh. Okay. Let me pull this up right now. So I don't think I saw. I'm like, I just found out about it. Now, shout out to Orville Peck, honey, because wait, I'm not following him. I definitely should be following. But I'm here for it. Now, here's the thing. I know first of all, they made him look like a Ken doll. The body is up because I've noticed he's been putting on weight, like muscle. And I will say this. A friend of mine by the name of Sir Paul did a similar photo to this. If I could find that photo, hold on, let me look it up. And he did that on his he's an American singer. He actually did that photo on the cover of his album The Horse. I want to see if I can find it. It's like, look at me just like doing all this stuff. Yep, I found it. If I could, I don't want it to play. That's why I was like, when Beyonce did, I was like, my friend did that before her. Well, it's, oh wait, hold on, because I was like, let me not play it. But he's like an electro pop artist. So, yeah, let me pull that up for y'all so that way y'all can see it too. Because like all of a sudden I forgot to do like how I'm doing. Oh, I'm gonna come back to the Orville Peck one in a second. This is fun when you try to do stuff on the fly. Yeah, so it's this photo here. If y'all see, he did a similar, wait, I thought I had it open. Okay, let me share. Yeah, now I got it. Share this tab instead. I was like, almost forgot to do it. So yeah, this is, my friend, Sir Paul, who I was like interviewing back in the day. We became like really good friends and all this other stuff. He did a similar photo. This was like something he did. I forget how long ago that album came out. But yeah, so he ended up doing that. But it was like, yeah, so it's like his ovary burst. But I have to say, this whole thing with Orville Peck, and this is what's going to irritate me because then people go, oh, you copying off of him or whatever the case is. It's like, look, Orville Peck looks good. I actually like the whole idea of him with the mask and the cowboy hat on, and it's literally like a horse. It looks like made of balloons. So it's pretty creative. And it said that photography was done by Louder Milk, creative and art direction by Happy Devil Boy, styling by Kathy Hahn, hair and makeup by Hattie Reeves, and the balloon artist was Robal Chunas. So I love the whole idea of a balloon art, like a balloon. Well, it's not even a horse, it's a bull. I'm sitting there the whole time calling it a damn horse. It's got horns, it's a bull. So I may have to look more into them pictures of doing Chad. You're gonna make me go to the damn Twitter. Hopefully we don't get in trouble for bringing this up. I see Madonna is trending. Orville Peck. Oh, she got her cheeks out. Okay. All right. Well, I don't think we'll get in trouble with this. I mean, it's cheeks. Who hasn't seen booty cheeks? All right. All right, cheeks. How you doing? All right, Orville. I mean, I already seen you naked. So, it's cute or whatever. I'm liking the pictures so far. I'm definitely liking the photos. And I like this one. This is giving very much like porn star. And you know what? I like the whole idea of, I definitely want to have to read this article that's in there, but I don't know. I like Orville Peck. I've listened to some of his music. He kind of gives me like that countrified male gay version of what's her name? Lana Del Rey. Like he gives me very much that. He is a good looking guy. I like what he's all about. I love his collaboration with Kylie Minogue. And yeah, I guess that's all I got to say on that. But so far, I like the photos. But I guess what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a full article on it. I think it was probably. Oh, wait a minute! Now there was another one. I ain't showing that one. It's a picture that kind of is paying homage to an iconic scene that Chris Evans did with the whipped cream in Not Another Teen Movie. So y'all get if you know, you know. No orange soda was harmed in the making of, when I say if you know, you know. But yeah, so I saw that. But he got the cowboy boots on, the hat, and he's got pretty much like whipped cream on his chest with cherries to be the nipples, and then he's got whipped cream sprayed on his crotch. So I'm like, it's a pretty creative, provocative photo shoot. And being that he's a good looking man, body yada for days, it's definitely a good photo. So I'm here for it. So thank you for bringing that up, because I remember y'all talked about it earlier, but I hadn't seen anything regarding those photos. But yeah, I'll probably end up doing an article on it and give my full-fledged opinion. But I feel like I gave my opinion on it. It's like I like the photos. I think it was a job well done. I like how creative, we use like a balloon bull for him to sit on. I'm glad the gays is out here being, sexually free with themselves, because I know like I got into it with somebody online because I made a comment about Adam Lambert's new songs. He has 2 new songs out, and he's kind of getting back into he's getting into his gay male pop era in this whole situation. And I'm like, oh yes, I'm finally somebody's giving me what I need in regards to like gay dance pop music. And then they start bringing up kids and sex, and I said, first of all, fuck your kids, and number 2, anybody thinking about children. I said, first of all, Adam Lambert has never made any qualms about his sexuality. He's been, he's gotten into trouble in the past when he kissed the boy on, what was it, American Music Awards, one of them damn award shows. And then, but he's also kind of been in the moment, and just like, I feel like now that he's played the game, and he mentioned this because he was doing his makeup or something on YouTube, he was like, I played the game, and now I'm at a place where I could do, I could be more open and free in regards of like the type of music and stuff that I want to express and I want to do. And I'm sure he's made a shit ton of money from being, a singer for Queen. I was gonna say a lounge singer, but it was like being a singer for Queen. So he's out here able to live his best life and do whatever he wants to do. And now he's out here in his 40s, a grown ass man. And I don't know why all of a sudden everybody want to think about children, whatever the case is. I'm like, he's a grown ass man in his 40s making the type of music he wants to make. And he should be allowed to do that. Why should he have to sit? And I'm tired of people always trying to use that narrative. And like, well, the kids, whatever the case is, always the kids. But wasn't it just a kid that was grabbing on another kid in that Twitch video? Heterosexuals, where y'all energy at? So people should be allowed to express themselves. Not everything is for your children. Y'all have your little teeny bopper artists, that gravitate and pander to them. Adam Lambert is does he have a cult following? I feel like he's bigger than that. Like, I think he has a pretty solid fan base, and the girls is loving it and the gays is loving it. So, but if you don't, then that's on you. So Jerry Hollowell dropped Horner from her last fashion video. There's been rumors he's been hunching other girls. So her husband out here cheating. Yes, eat your heart out, Kim Kardashian, because you did the whole champagne and on the butt, the champagne cup on the butt cheeks and all that stuff, which we've seen done before. But yeah, I say overall, I like the Orville Peck photos. I might cut that up and post that on social media as a regular schmegular topic. So I'm here for it. But anyway, I guess there's no more to add to the show. I may come on and do a show tomorrow because I'm not gonna be able to do a show Thursday because I told you I have the Niall Horan show that I'm doing. So I'll probably come on and give y'all another show tomorrow and Friday because I had to catch up. I've been busy doing things and I haven't had time to come hang out with y'all. So I also want to say thank you all for watching today's show and participating. All the people that was in the comments, from Robert, Felix, Onyx, Sailor Mermaid. We also had who else? Oh, Cleveland was up in here. If I forgot to mention some peoples, I apologize. But yeah, all of you who contributed to the show, and also those who gonna come in late in the show. Thank you all for tuning in who watched the playback. And for those of you who have a problem with me running my mouth and talking too much and not getting to the point, which somebody wrote in my comments and I had to cuss their ass out, this is my motherfucking show. I can say and do whatever the hell I want on my show that I put together, and I pay to use this streaming situation to be able to do the show that I do. So if y'all don't like what I talk about on here, y'all can scroll on by and go watch somebody else. But what we do over here, this is what I do. This is how I do my show in my way, and people who watch it and contribute and hit the like button and the subscribe button and the notification button and all that other stuff, those are the ones who like what we do over here. But anyway, I just had to address that. So anyway, love you all for watching. Tune in possibly tomorrow for a brand new episode of Kris Avalon Unfiltered. I want to go get me something to eat because, child, I'm hungry. So, love you all, and ciao, darlings. Until next time.